But yes, back in Allhath today after what was quite stressful little session. I was trying to get all the notes. It was such a simple, innocuous little day. Everyone was off doing their little things in the morning. You had a book that was being made, that's still being made by one of the guys in Allhath to replace the book that Otto is very, very attached to after running in with the Dragonborn, as they were interested in the patron, interested in these artifacts and what Otter has known and found from this book. Stealing the book, you went to go make another one. That's in progress. Zaga went to sell information to those Dragonborn to find out, or to try and, I suppose, buy you some space and also get in some gold. Himself dealing with his own little internal demons, draconic demons. Von went to see Tycho, find out what's going on there. He was packing his bags pretty rapidly after going to the Vortalis Institute and finding out that the Mind Flare specimen has been that the Commonwealth had been alerted to it. And on you going to see the guys at the Vortalis Institute, finding that the Commonwealth Guard were actually on site there as well. And Tycho was pooping his panties, getting ready to pack his bags and just go out on a bit of a wander himself, do a bit of field research whilst this blows over, because he, once that information got into the hands of the Commonwealth, he was not sure how long he would have an anonymity, because the Vortalis Institute is paid for by the Commonwealth, and also what would be the outcome of any findings. So he just wanted to get out of Dodge. Von, you helped with these bags as Tycho wild-shaped into an owl and flew off towards the south of the city. You, on trying to quietly make your way out of the Druid house, bumped into Grom, the head of the Earthen sect, as he was talking to guards from the Commonwealth who were there asking about Tycho's presence and talking to the Druids about, obviously, some information that they had found. Grom kind of covered for you and caught you on the way out, stating that he wants to know also where Tycho is, and that he would like to have a word, that there is a meeting to be held to discuss what has been going on. That information covering a wide what is going on, as there is a Mind Flare body that's turned up. You guys also turned up with all of Undriel's information that Bo has been researching and finding out about on the Death Bloom. They also have the fact that Undriel disappeared, seemingly telling you that she was sent by the Druids, but they just had her marked as missing. And of course, Bryn, the Druid that was sent to go and do the work, and was leading on the Death Bloom work, who is also missing. So he wants to know what the hell's going on. Asked you what you knew. You managed to get rid of it. That was easy.
Don't even go there.
Andreal's the big bad guy.
Andreal.
Big bad end. Big bad end.
Hey,
bad.
Andriel
yeah.
is Faywin's best friend, which means we know she's going to die.
No.
Oh, wait, shit, I said it out loud. So, Von, you were on your way down to the south when you heard a roar. Strange. Zaga and Otter heading out to the museum to have a little scope at the leaflet that was thrust into your hand at the jewelry shop, that there was a precious gems exhibit going on in Allhath near the Commonwealth, where they were showcasing some interesting and mildly magical items from across Ashling and the wider world in general. One of them you had a particular interest in, a large sapphire. And on scoping the event scene, the screen wasn't that tight. It was only about 6 or 8 guards there. A lot of people looking around, lots of different magical items as you cast Detect Magic out, that you noticed a salty wench, or salty maiden, maybe not a wench, appeared next to you, Otter. They seemed to be interested in the same thing as you, and upon realising who you were, having the same matching hand markings, that kind of octopus sucker bite on the hand, she cast command on you and tried to get you to steal it for her. And backwards and forwards ensued, with the end point being Zaga stealing something, dimension dooring out of there, and leaving Otter and this unknown warlock patron in this museum together. Hang on.
You make it sound like Zaga didn't try to help. Like he just stole something and ran away.
I mean, is that not... I mean, I my notes I put here, Zaga stole something and ran away, so I don't... Did I miss something?
Being attacked by 2 people, including his friend.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed the nuance. Zaga The rat ran away with his pockets full. That's what I wrote down. And you know, when I do the updates, what I say goes. Otter, you were left with a tidal wave being cast as with amulet in hand and your conch, the original item that your patron had attracted you to, was taken from you. She left you being battered as you passed out and were rolling death saves to cling onto life. So you teleported towards the coast to try and find the Dragonborn or get towards them as you saw this salty maiden leaving Orherv via the lake in control of what looks to be a large dragon-esque water monster that was the source of the roar. The whole of that area was absolutely flooded as waves were kicked in and spells were cast from that beast. And a message was sent by Zaga to Faywin and Arta, who had been in the Commonwealth seeing Mira. She has been telling you about how she'd been getting on, trying to find homes for the refugees, make sure everything was settled here and they weren't going to be removed. Asked Arta how he was getting on, looking after said refugees while she was...
She was a bitch.
Depends on which side you're looking at. She's been working day and night trying to help these guys out. You have bought a suit and started a boxing company, I think is what you explained it as.
Yeah, exactly. I can give to the poor when I'm rich and famous.
Right. Sweet.
And with Mira.
There's a very large pool of potential boxers just outside the city as well.
Yeah, cool.
Exactly. They can pay their way.
Definitely what your god that you.
God, I sound so Tory.
Who said it? See,
Arta stands by.
Arta fell.
Hell.
Jesus Christ.
That was my microphone clasp coming undone, and then the keyboard that it was keeping flat falling off the table.
Seems like divine
Ow.
intervention from Mahatma Dewey
Yeah.
as his favourite cleric refuses.
Art
his
gets a ringing in his ears from his god, and suddenly he's going to head down to the refugee camp. Can I go to the refugee camp?
Yeah, you can. You can after we sort out. You get the message. You had spoke to Mira. Mira had set up with, or said to you, or I think had asked if you want to be involved in the meetings with the Commonwealth. And after saying you'd come the next day, you then remembered you were quite busy and pushed it back one more day to give yourself some extra time before going into a council meeting at the Commonwealth. And on leaving that meeting, got the message from Zaga to say, "Rut-roll, Otter might be in trouble. There's a lady there." I don't think the message was even worse than that. Like, maybe Otter's in trouble. As you walked out to absolute chaos outside the front of the Commonwealth, the whole front gardens flooded with seawater. This large beast roaring off to the left as you hightailed it towards the museum. Getting there just in time after 4 death saves, 2 passes, 2 fails, as you managed to heal Otter and bring him back to life. And that
May I
is
just
where
add,
we finished. Yes.
As we were running, we were shouting, "We're going to help," to the guards. Okay, good.
Yep.
Because I don't want to have to persuade in this next section. So
Well,
just making sure.
let's be
You
honest.
just start your next sentence. My daddy knows people. And you just go,
If you run
Do
out
you
of
know
a
who
bank,
my father is?
if you run out of a bank with a striped shirt on and a mask and a big bag of
He's a
swag and say,
librarian.
"I'm helping," there's only so much we go. But no, that is where we come back. So, Otter, you have just been revived. At the doorway, you are still like 40, 50 foot away from these guys as Faywin and Arta make it to the door, look down into this museum. This museum now looks more like a swimming pool with the amount of water that's been left in there as Otter is propped up, now alive after Arta's spell, sitting against the back room, absolutely drenched in seawater. You can hear with the commotion of what's going on, less so Arta, more Faywin and Otter, that you can hear and see people running around. You can see guards amassing and charging out of the Commonwealth gates as there is a group of guards making their way towards you. You have about 20-30 seconds before they arrive to get yourself set. So, Otter, Arta, and Faywin, what would you like to do with this 20-30 seconds?
Cry.
Valid.
I'm going to go see if Otter's okay.
Mhm.
I'm just cursing this witch.
Last week, didn't Otter say that there was a woman there?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
So having heard him say that, I'm going to run to the door to try and shout to the guards that there was a woman here. She caused this.
So there's a woman from
Look.
the door.
Yeah, but I'm not a wench.
Well,
You didn't say the word wench to the guards, though.
I didn't. Wait, you're a woman! Arrest her! No. You can do that. You can intercept as they come in.
Yeah, but just to say like there was a woman trying to like over-explain what happened. I guess.
Yeah, this is panic state. So yeah, Otter, you go and check. Otter, you are incredibly wounded. You are on death's door. You only knocked once, so you do have one level of exhaustion upon being awoken. And yeah, as you look around, you can see all the pedestals are up, all knocked over, all smashed. There is just like a couple of feet of water in here. You would have been likely drowning in the water that was left behind after the tidal waves that were rocking around. The inside of this place completely ruined. Faywin, you get ready to intercept the guards. You can see from the top of the stairs of this museum out across. So as you look out to your right hand side, you've got the houses. You can see loads of the houses have got smashed in windows. You can hear people screaming and crying from inside that district. It's more towards the blacksmith district and the kind of merchants area. Then you have that large grassy area outside the front of the Commonwealth, which again you can see is sodden through. There are a lot of people that are coming out of the district into that area, and then this stream of elven Commonwealth guards that are coming out.
Question. Is the sundial damaged?
The sundial is far enough away that it's not in the same area.
I would assume it's not made of washable away material as well.
It's made
but
of
what do I
sand.
know? I'm not an architect.
Oh, it's going to be one of those days, is it, guys?
It's made actual sand. Yeah. You're well on death saving throws.
It's
Nice.
one of these days every time.
It's literally every time. There's nothing I can do. I have to kill you all. So the guards approach, but you can see, Fabian, that this is essentially a state of emergency. Guards are flying everywhere as you prepare to greet the guards as they come charging up the stairs. You can see guards are filing off in all directions. Some of them are grabbing hold of people and checking people. Some of them making their way down towards the coast. Some going into the district, and then you've got a group of 5 or 6 that are making their way up the stairs towards you now as they kind of follow you up. Some of them you would have run from the Commonwealth.
Question here.
Yep.
If I go down like I did,
Yep.
would my packed weapon disappear? Would it still be around?
Probably.
If it's still around,
anything that's to do with you. I mean, it's not concentration technically, is it?
no.
But I would assume anything to do with you mildly dying. Where does it say it disappears?
No, I'm asking, would it?
Mas, I mean, what's the wording say? I would think no. I think when you
It
go
just
down,
says I can summon it. Is that's all it says? It's saying about
and you can
disappearing.
choose.
Oh, sorry. Only if it's more than 5 foot away from me for 10 seconds or something ridiculous.
It doesn't say incapacitated.
I'll double check.
Okay, so it's up to you. Your choice. You could have had it fall away from you.
Either way, if it's there, I'll dispel it.
Yeah.
And if it's not,
Cool.
I'll leave it on.
Yep. Yeah. I probably would have been knocked out of your grasp. Yeah, as you come up, you would probably be unarmed. You two are sort of, and I suppose Otter and Arta, anything before these guards that hit Faywin at the front door, you guys want to do? Don't have to. I'm just asking before you miss the chance. Nice.
No. I'm literally just saying if I was to...
Yeah. So the guards approach. The guards remember that you had followed one of the guards from this. Remember seeing Faywin, at least you leave when they get there, as they are kind of ma'am, you need to come with us. Is anyone else inside this? As they start fanning around, we're like, anyone needs to come with us that is inside. We've been told there's an incident. We're just trying to keep everybody safe. It's 2 guards stay with you, Faywin. Another 4 guards run into, as they're fuck, and see the whole of the inside of this museum smashed up and gone as they start to fan out. 2 of them come towards you two, sat at the back, and the rest of them you can see are kind of fanning out and just checking the damage of the building.
My friend... Oh, God.
Sorry, just to confirm it, just for future. If it's 5 feet away from me for more than a minute, if I dismiss it, or if I die.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah. Cool. So
Die, though, not being knocked out.
Yeah, die.
Oh, die. Okay. Well, I can kill
So I'm guessing the die and then revivify would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like dying breaks attunement, doesn't it,
Yeah.
if you actually die.
Yeah.
It would normally say be incapacitated if it was just falling to 0.
So to the guards that were standing with me.
Yep.
I want to say that two of my friends are there. One of them was attacked by a woman. He said I didn't get a description, but it looks like she may have stolen something. I don't know, but my other friend, the tiefling, is just he's a cleric, so he's checking that my friend is okay. He was in a really bad way when we got here.
You hear one of the guards from the inside as they're walking in say, "We've got the old man." As he looks back and he says to you, we were given description of two people from the guards that fled from here, a older gentleman with a big white beard and a blue kobold. You haven't seen a blue kobold around? Fabian?
I don't see anything. I'm just looking around
He's like,
at all of the mess and destruction.
if you wouldn't mind being one of the first person here, if you could come with us back to the Commonwealth Keep, we might have some questions.
Sorry, yes. No, when I arrived, it was just my friends.
That's fine. We just
down
need
there.
to. Anyone that has any information, we just need to make sure we're collecting all of that. Obviously, this is a bit of an emergency here. Clearly, something amiss has happened. There's a crime afoot. Be perfect. So he kind of like stays with you as sends the other one in. As the two guards, once one of them shouts, you see a third one comes and joins and walks up to Arta and Otter. How are we doing here? Does anyone need any medical assistance?
Yeah.
Oh, so my medical assistance isn't good enough, I see. Wow.
No, it is, but I mean, I could certainly do with a bit more.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't have the capabilities to help you more than I have done.
You two having this back and forth.
And even if I did, I probably wouldn't.
So someone needs this, do they? And he's got a basic healing potion in his hand.
Yes, please.
He passes it down to you, and he says, "Just take that, sir. Obviously, we're looking after your safety. If you wouldn't mind, once you've had a moment, got to your feet, if you wouldn't mind coming with us, we've been given your name in by one of our guards that were in here after we know something's happened. Your assistance to come with us to the Commonwealth would be greatly appreciated as we try and find out what exactly has happened and try and get to the bottom of this."
That's the witch.
We have people all out across the city, and or witnesses accounts from here have been taken. Guards that managed to flee the scene have given us 3 suspects to come after, yourself being one, sir. So if we could just, if you're happy to come with us and you're able to stand, we'll take you back to the comfort of the Commonwealth and just ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
Sure. I swig the beta potion. What is it? 1d4 plus.
1d4 plus 4. If you're drinking potions outside of combat, you can just take full health from them. You only have to roll if you're doing it in.
As he's drinking this, I say to the guards, I hope you're not going to charge him for that, because I don't think he can afford it. I mean, look at him.
No. Like I say, we're here to look after the people.
Man.
We're here to look after the public and just find out what's
Emphasis on the poor.
Okay.
Pretend to be senile. That always works.
Hi there, Mr. Guard.
The guards hear that voice and something twigs in his brain, and he just immediately strikes you down. That potion you drank was poison. You're dead.
Suddenly you don't have a head anymore.
So he offers to get you up, and one of the other guards will help if Arthur doesn't off the other side, as they ask for both of you to come with them to leave. You can see a few of the guards are going around some of the stalls, trying to just clearly look for what is left, what is not left, and piece together and stand guard at the museum. So you 3 are being taken to as you get up, and they'll help. The guards will help you, like essentially like arms on the shoulder. They'll walk you out as you come out of the museum. Guards will close the door up behind. You can see there's 1 or 2 left inside, and a few stand guard out front. And the one that's talking to you, Faywin, with the rest of them there, like, if you want to come with us, like I say, we'll get you back to the safety of the Commonwealth, and just a few questions to ask as they're going to walk you out and across the main.
Are there any crowds?
There are lots of crowds, as in.
Okay, I'm going to turn to Arthur and I'm going to say, this is going to do so much for our boxing promotion.
They are, but you can see there's lots of people. Again, this is like minutes after this has happened, so people are distraught, people crying. There's people that have been dragged out. You can see that they're trying to resuscitate as many people as they can out here.
There's dead people.
Yeah, they would have been drowned.
Oh, I don't make the joke.
No.
If there's people that are drowning, I'm not going to make the joke.
Oh, there's dead people everywhere, and you're like, this is going to do.
I've got at least a bit of tact.
Oh, I mean,
I
again,
whisper it quietly.
my notes from last week do not show that, so I don't know.
I whisper it quietly and cover my mouth as I say it to them.
As you walk across, I think the one thing you would get is, especially from you, Otto, you had a very isolated experience. You were in there, you were taken control of, you now realise what had happened, kind of just piecing together, trying to remember the voice, remember the words that she was saying and how she left. But as you come outside, you can just see the destruction that wasn't just within this room, that this whole area, this whole garden has been ruined. Like, trees are uprooted and on their side, bushes are completely washed away, there's like pools of water everywhere, and then there's just people out on this grassed area crying, there's bodies being dragged out. You can see that the destruction caused by whatever happened here was huge as you make your way across into the Commonwealth.
Do I ask if anyone has any diamonds? Any diamonds?
Just
The
around.
highest bidder gets revived.
Are you
No, because I don't have a revivify on, and I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
that cruel.
cool? I mean, it wouldn't take.
Mainly because I don't have a revivify on.
Okay. It wouldn't take long. What you guys would be walked over pretty quickly. What you wouldn't see is there would be like a concerted effort from the druids and the they don't really have like a full temple district, but there will be temples and clerics that are about that will start making their way once they are alerted to that scene to start providing those care services.
Oh, hold
when they
on.
can.
As I'm walking past, so are they dead? Like, as in, would it be a case they're doing saving throws if we were doing, or is it a dead situation?
Some you could, by walking past, you wouldn't be able to tell if some are dead. You can see this. A lot of people are essentially like either trying to perform CPR on dead bodies or in the process of doing stuff.
I'm gonna cast mass healing word on the first 6 I see.
Nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, as you get out, you find like groups. The biggest group of where people are being pulled out of one large building, and you cast healing word, bringing a few of them back, and some of those that are just very badly injured as well.
I don't
as
say
commoners.
anything about it. I don't make it clear.
Okay.
You know, subtle is Arthur's middle name.
Okay.
I don't think I've put it in my notes, but it is.
Roll.
Does Arthur
If you put in your
have a last
backstory
name? How do you
with
have a
that.
middle name if you don't have a last name?
Wow, I
good
can't believe you're picking on the adopted kid.
I know that's
Disgusting.
D&D and adopted.
If you just put it in capitals in your backstory.
Roll a sleight of hand, because it's something that you would have to, if you want to do it subtly, that you're trying to do it unnoticed, that you'd have to try and pull off. 'Cause as soon as someone gets healed, they're going to look around for where the hell that came from.
But it's vocal.
Yeah.
It's
still.
a healing word.
Yeah, there's no semantic.
Either way, you're still.
I'll still roll it.
Yeah. It's just to see.
If I'm looking, what's the word? Not unconsciously, but yeah, no, unconsciously smug.
Subconscious.
That is an 11.
11. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just if you're trying to be subtle with it, casting a spell is going to be. If someone gets healed, they're pretty much going to be like, "What the hell? An act of magic has happened to me. I'm going to look around and try and find out who's doing it." So it's just to see if they would spot or not. But yeah, you carry on.
Count spells.
Yeah. Counter spell, that'd be funny. I was here the whole time. As you guys are
I
taken
don't think he was being attacked.
into the Commonwealth. As you make your way through, you can see inside that this place you've been in before, which had been fairly tame, has like sprung into life. There are people moving around everywhere, and you guys are walked through and into an area that you had not been in before, and kind of sat in a room with a table with looks very much like a police inquisition room in olden times. So. Nice wood-lined room. You are popped in there. They go and get refreshments, but you can see the guards all down this hallway here and ask if you want any drinks of water, and they let you know that you will be questioned, or there'll be someone down to question you from the Commonwealth Council themselves.
Can I ask for a green tea, please?
You can indeed.
And a snack. Like a granola bar.
They do that. What's that donut scene? There's a donut scene somewhere, right? Where they put the 12 donuts out.
What do
It's
you
like,
mean?
there's one where it's like they want you to eat the donuts. It's like if you don't eat the donuts, you're guilty. So he eats 12 donuts, and then she's
I won't be
Deadpool.
asking for
Deadpool.
anything.
Is
Just to be clear.
Is it from Deadpool? What's it from?
Yeah, new one. Deadpool of Wolverine.
It's not from that. It's from another one. But anyway, same. They'll give you.
Oh
they'll
no,
give you snacks.
Transformers. I've just watched Transformers.
Ah, okay, here we go. Yeah, that's
Very different movies, but
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, I've
what?
just.
No, they're very much the same.
How dare you? Nice. So, Von, you heard a roar. You were walking down towards the south of the city to deliver Tycho, one, his cases, and two, to let him know that Grom was after him. As you make your way through and you hear that, you do get that sense of like what could that have been? That didn't sound normal. What would Von be doing?
How far down am I towards Tycho?
You are quite far. You would probably be about halfway there. You'd probably be, I think you'd have left from the Druid house. So you would have probably been about halfway towards the narrow way. So you would, when you hear that, to be able to hear it for the distance you heard it, yeah, you'd be going back on yourself another, 15 minutes to get back to where to get back to the Druid house.
Okay, I'm gonna speed up a bit to get down to Tycho first, and then...
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So you carry on. Powerful. You hear a bit of like murmurings and stuff, but again, there's no real quick way for information to travel. I think as you get closer towards the gates, there'll be like the odd like horse that you'd see, like guard on a horse that shoot past you as you're kind of on edge, just making sure you're keeping yourself. It's not like you're.
I'm obviously not sprinting
stealth.
down there.
Yeah.
Bit...
But you're also observant. You're like aware of guards because of what you're doing. You know when you're like slightly on edge. You're like, I'm not really doing a bad thing, but I just want to know what's going on. So you would notice that the guard presence increase, like people shooting past towards you. And then what you notice more is when you get close to the gates in Narrow Way, that actually all of the guards from the Narrow Way are in like a double quick a march to get back up the lane. So you make your way down the main route. There's that main like trade road that runs from the Narrow Way all the way up to the Druid House and the Commonwealth. You've been passing that down. So you see a couple of horses go one way, and then about 5 minutes later, you see the guards just shoot past you the other way as they're running back towards the centre of town. So when you make it to the Narrow Way itself, there are no guards there. You can see a few people are like having a bit of a murmur about what's going on because all the guards just ran away, but nothing that you pick up that would tell you what was really going on. So you can make your way to the pub.
Yeah.
The Weary Traveller.
Mm-hmm.
As you get to the...
I can't remember if he asked me to look out for him or someone else there. Was it going to be he himself?
He was going to... I think so. He just said he was going to go there and try and find someone to take him.
Okay. All right, yeah.
And you said you take your stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was that or whether it was actually drop it off to someone for him to check them.
No. So yeah, you get to the Weary Traveller. Give me a perception check for looking out for Tycho himself.
Or an owl. Because he was in owl form. That's a 21.
21. Yes, you do not see Tycho, but up on the roof of the Weary Inn Traveller, you see a big barn owl. As you're looking around, you kind of see this thing, it's just like looking down at you, like head moving. And as soon as you see, he just swoops down, drops, and in front of you. A few people around, like, whoa! Like, shit! And he's like, oh, whoops. That probably wasn't as stealthily as it could have been. You made it fun. These are my things, thank you. Now, I haven't seen anybody that can take me, so if you could maybe help me find somebody who can get us on the road, then I will be out of here as soon as possible. Are you coming with me, boy?
We may have a problem. On my way out, Grom noticed the skies and he pulled me aside. And I could not pull any wool over his eyes.
He is quite, he's a serious man. So,
But
I mean, I probably wouldn't have
did-
tried to lie to him in the first place. He's...
Well, did know it's... I just wanted to get out here and get this down to you as quick as possible.
Exactly.
But
So now we
I
can
will
leave.
say he did cover for me with the Commonwealth Guards.
The guards. Oh, yes, of course, the guards. Well, I mean, he has his own
But
problems to deal with.
He is expecting me back and he does want to talk to you as well.
Well, I mean, to put it the only way I know how, he's seen you, but he hasn't seen me. So that's unlucky for you, but I am free to go. He is not going to want anything good. He's going to question, and I don't want to break. So, my plan is to find somebody to take me west. Your plan should be to come with me. If you feel that you need to stay and do whatever you need to do and speak to Grom, then by all means, you do what you need to do. But I will not be the one that breaks and gives you up.
I cannot leave the others behind.
Like I say, this is on you. Your decisions, Von. You have become quite the druid. You have clearly mastered and taken on information that is well above the teachings we have. But I would not be able to live with myself if I was the one to be questioned, broke, and then next thing I know, my prize student is being chopped up.
Okay, how do I explain losing this equipment then?
I could punch you and make it look like you were robbed. Or you could say that I beguiled you. I said that I was going to meet you here, and I mean, lying didn't seem to be your strong suit.
No, it did not.
Vodvan, I do not. Like I say, I can come back. I am. There are two reasons for me leaving. One is this is getting pretty wild. I do not trust the Commonwealth, and if I'm to carry on my research, then I think in private might be best to do so. Secondly, is there is a looming danger, my friend, and you are at the heart of it. And if I would not be able to live with myself if I was the one that if you made me make the decision between my learning and the school, and for me, I will be better on the road.
Okay, I will deal with this.
Yes?
You go, Tycho. Yes.
Just don't.
Find someone to take you and...
Yes. Just don't give up anything, you know.
Oh, I do not plan to give up anything.
I think those druids have been hiding stuff of their own, you know. I wouldn't be so surprised if they don't know as much as they think they know.
Well, hopefully the threat of the Death Bloom is of far greater importance to all of them than this is, and can use that to our advantage.
Yes, see, now you're thinking. I would just stay well clear of anything we've been doing. Although, you know, well, let's find out.
Good luck on your journey, Tycho.
He's like, I should be fine. And he like looks around as he goes, just like walking up to random merchants. He's like, hello, friend. Are you heading out west? Can I help? Funnily enough, the only people that were like looking around that would be heading out in that direction would be your favourite people, the Bugbears of the Iron Hills. So yeah, he's going to look around for some bugbears. Up to you if you want to stay and help, knowing your love for said bugbears.
I will not, and I will trust Tycho to be able to get himself on his way.
Nice.
And I will start heading back up at a slightly hurried pace to try and work out what the fuck's going on in town as to why the guards are rushing up there.
Yep, perfect. Yeah, you head back and you can see him. He's just like left his boxes just stacked up, and he's walking around just essentially questioning anyone that looks like they might be a merchant or some kind of garage or trader, asking them to give him a lift. But yeah, Tiger will try and make his way west to not be to be as far away from that as possible. As you start heading your way back, where would you head towards?
I will use one of my wild shapes to go into what's the fastest I can do? Probably a horse, I imagine.
Yeah, probably. Are you not at flying speed yet? The flying creature.
No, it's level 8.
Shit, is it?
I think.
No.
Yeah, level 8 for flying. It's level.
Oh wow. Oh, is it because it comes
Level
down?
Somebody captured that stray horse running through the city.
Yeah, it's just the emo black beauty.
Wait, does a stray horse have a horn on its head?
Horn.
Obviously, it'd be a full black emo
Oh, of course, it'd be full black.
with
Full black
fringe
emo.
and everything.
Yeah. Stallion.
With a horn?
If you call its penis a horn.
No.
Nay.
Right, you just straight into vile there, Herb. And
Well,
this is a kid friendly. This is a kid friendly show.
Dissuade discussions of unicorns.
exactly. What, you mean I derailed something by saying something random? That's weird. I don't know where I learnt to do that. Nice. So you head off. Oh, yeah. So where would you be heading toward?
I'm gonna head straight up. I mean, so it sounded like it coming from like directly behind me, right? When
Yeah,
I
you would-
heard it first of all.
When you heard it, it's coming from, you know it's coming from that area of either the Druid House or just north of the Druid House. So Druid House, Commonwealth, Greens, Yards area is where it's coming from.
Okay.
Is where you
Yeah,
pieced
so I'll
it
head to
from.
the outside of the Druid House first
Yeah.
to see if I can see anything from there, and then go from there.
Nice. Zaka, you
Oh yes.
Dimension Doored landed on the edge of where the green is, and had seen this beast, seen the dragon boat ship kind of rock as it was kind of close to where that had happened. As you were making your way towards, you sent the message off and seen your friends move in. Where would you have gone from that point?
I would have been looking to go towards the boat that the Dragonborn came in on.
Yep.
Am I seeing the guards rushing out of the Commonwealth towards the museum and whatnot? I guess from where I was, I could see that.
You would see the guards rushing out. I don't know you'd be able to necessarily pinpoint they were heading towards the museum. So
Okay.
you're at the furthest point from where they would have been coming from the museum. You're like that. You're the full 500 foot away.
Yeah. So if I see them rushing out, I'll think to myself, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be carrying this thing that I just stole from that place. Is there somewhere nearby where I could stash it? Maybe a plant pot near a house, maybe a barrel, you know, somewhere I could stash it and come back for it later. Because I'm expecting at some point I'm probably going to be, you know, I was seen in there by guards. In fact, I persuaded guards to leave me alone and run away.
Yeah, you pretty much, saved the guards that gave the count of who was in there.
Only had a hat of disguise.
So is there somewhere I can stash this red gem?
Yeah, give me a
Up your bum.
investigation.
I did think about palming out my bum. I thought about sleeves, but then I realised I'm not wearing my armour anymore.
No. Yeah, give me an investigation for like a good spot.
13.
13. So you can find somewhere. It's as good as a 13.
Yeah, it's an average hiding place.
Yeah, and you can see around you as well. Like you're kind of looking for a stash point as around. You would be within the yards area, so just like on the cusp of where the blacksmiths and all those shops operate, and the yard there. So some like warehousey type areas, some like larger yards. So you can find there's loads of boxes and like leftover bits and buckets and pots and shit all over the place. So you can just find somewhere on the outskirts of one of these, as around you is essentially carnage. Like people are running.
Yeah,
back
and
to
I'm
the
rushing
jungle
as well. So I'll palm off the red gem into my hiding place.
Yep.
Make a note in my mind of where it is, and then I'll head off towards the Dragonborn boat. And I'll head off, not rushing, but in a don't be suspicious kind of manner.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Nice.
Very, very, maybe overly casual.
Well, yeah, considering everything that's going on around you. Nice. So you head your way towards the boat. I think, yeah, with the scene, everything going on, turning, stashing the gem, waiting for like the at least the rocking of the boat and the lake itself to calm down was when you start making your way. Kind of like, yeah, dotting through people, not in the panicked way that everyone around you is running. There's not a huge amount of people in the yards. Like you're not having a load of. It's not like a residential area. So as you get close towards the docks, it's more people trying to tie down boats and look after stuff as you pass through. So you can go and make your way up to the Dragonborn boat if you would like.
Will I get there before any guards come rushing my way? And
Yeah, if you wanted to make your way in a calm but like in a quick, you're not sprinting there, but you're making your way in a rushed manner. Yeah, from where you are from the gates of the Commonwealth, you would easily be able to get to that ship before guards get there. You can see guards coming in, but the guards coming your way are more concerned with, one, that the thing is not in the lake anymore, that whatever that beast was, and two, that the people being saved. What they have been told is what you would given them that this started in the museum and they saw something leaving to the lake. That's mainly what they're looking for. They're not necessarily out there on a manhunt yet. They're still in.
I will board the boat and assume there's one of the other kobolds on there.
Yeah. You can see the kobolds on there are one of them is drenched soaking wet, and the other ones are like tying stuff down and trying to check. You can see this boat took a bit of damage from the waves created by this beast that came out here as they're trying to look after it as you kind of make your way on board.
Hey, is Aaron here?
Yeah, help us! Jesus! Did you see that thing? It was massive! And it's like, and you can see the panic around us. He's like, the dragon! The dragonborn are in there.
Yeah, I saw it.
They're in there. They're in the cave. They're in the cabins. In the cabins.
And I go towards the cabins and knock on the door.
Yeah. As you know, knock on the door. No answer, but it's open. If you were to open, you can see inside again. Like the place is trashed. It was like a nicely set out cabin within here. You can see Orin is in within, just trying to like pick stuff up and tidy stuff up from the floor. As he hears the door, he turns on. He goes, "Are you not done with that?" Zaga, good to see you. Come in. Quite the day.
Did you see that sea dragon thing?
Yeah, that's what I meant by quite the day. Yes.
There was a lady with it.
There was a lady with the sea dragon.
Yeah, she had like black hair. She was evil. She was in the museum thing with me, and she tried to kill me, and she tried to make my friend kill me.
He like pulls out a chair. He stands up a chair, pulls around, puts out a chair for you, and like gets out, picks up a bottle of some kind of liquor, pours one out, and says, "Drink this. Calm down. Let's. It's been a bit wild. Let's just take it slow."
Zaga will describe going to the museum with Otter, seeing him talking to this lady in front of the blue sapphire.
Yep.
Then Otter turning round, obviously having a spell being cast on him, which I dispelled, and then she cast another spell which made him attack me. And then he will describe how she stole the blue sapphire, and I escaped from the building, and that's when I saw her leap into the sea with the big sea dragon.
And you say it was
and
with Otter as well,
he
right?
will, in his mind, he will make the link between sea creatures, the big giant kraken evil god, and what they were looking for, and say, "She must be the one you're looking for."
Well, your friend was the one we were looking for, and it was him again. Did there seem to be a? I mean,
He
he
attacked
attacked
him
you.
too.
And you're sure of this?
Probably.
They weren't colleagues in this together.
No. She definitely cast a spell on him at least once. Must be twice. Did I see her take the conch?
No, because I think it was right. It was as you were either as you were leaving or as you left. I can't remember.
Either way, I don't want to tell them I saw her take
No.
the conch.
I don't think you did, because I think that was when you had gone that she still had control of him, and she was like, "Well, I'll just take the conch." And then away
In
we
his
go.
own way, Zaga is still trying to help by putting all the blame on the woman
Yeah,
with
and you
watery powers, and he describes the watery powers like her shooting water at him and stuff. Like that's what's put all the link in his head is all the water stuff.
she sounds like she's after exactly what your friend. Why were you and your friend in this museum anyway?
Well, you know me, I like shiny things.
So
Not
the
that
reason-
I took any shiny. I didn't take any shiny things, honest.
Okay, not if you took normal shiny things, just this sapphire you talk of. So
It was the main display in the middle of the room.
okay, and just think, Zaga, the reason you were there was because you wanted to go, not because your friend wanted to go. Your friend who had a spell cast on him and chose to attack you.
Let me think. And Zaga racks his brain because he can't quite remember. He's like, well, I like shiny things, but he had the flyer, and we had nothing to do. I don't know. No, I think it was me. I wanted to see shiny things.
He's like, okay. And this,
But the sea dragon, what the
This-
fuck was that?
That is
Is it a real dragon?
No. He almost like chuckles a little bit. No, poor imitation. But it is a formidable sea beast. The fact that it was conjured here is odd. This is not a sea lake. Freshwater nagas are not seen, and if they are seen, are nowhere near as big as that. What about this sapphire attracted your friend? Did he know that he was to go there? He was seemingly at the same place that this sea witch was.
Like I say, it was just in the middle of the room. It was the main display. I guess it was the most magical, powerful, shiny thing.
I'll be honest with you, Zaga. You need to find out from your friend here whether he understood what it was he was there to do, whether he was pipped to the post or whether he was working with this sea wench. I would be careful.
I've got to be honest. When I left, I don't know what happened to him. I saw big tidal waves coming out of the place, and I'm kind of worried he might be dead.
Would he be killing off? Either way, be careful. Your friend is either hiding something from all of us, or he is so stupid he doesn't realize the danger he is in, which will be danger for yourself as well. If he's able to
It might be that. You know, humans.
Yes. Fickle.
They're not the longest
creatures.
tail in the pack.
Well, they have no tail.
Exactly. In Zaga's mind, that completely makes his point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Zaga.
One other thing.
Mm-hmm.
He
pours you another drink.
I may
He's just
be
like
on the run from the guards because I was in there and I was seen in there and things are missing. Can I lay low here?
Well,
Do we get diplomatic community?
we do.
Because you guys are part of the diplomatic community, right?
Mm-hmm.
You turned up here. You're allowed
we are
to do
part
what
of
you
the
want.
Commonwealth.
You don't have to pay tickets when you park your cart irresponsibly.
Well, there's a difference. If we were to come here and cause problems, Zaga, then that is an issue. And you have made yourself known to not be part of the crew. You can lie low for until
Can
at
I
least
claim
this.
I'm part of the crew?
Well, it depends if you are going to get caught for indeed thieving. That would put a bit of a damp squib on our work here. We are in good favours with the Commonwealth right now. They seem desperate to bring the Dragonborn back on board, but we wouldn't throw it away for a silly theft of a gem, now would we?
I have no gems.
There we go. Then you should be fine. If you need to stay here, you can help the crew work, and just at least until this state of emergency is over. After that, you're free to go. But like I say, you need to be careful. Your friend is at least claiming he doesn't know about the details within the book or the artifacts in which we seek. Yet, a mere 24 hours later, he appears to have had a fight with another champion of this beast, and a gem has gone missing. I can only assume it's
Zaga
one of
looks
these artifacts.
confused. He thinks it's like Highlander and there can only be one. He doesn't leave. He sits there because he's still expecting payment.
He's like, you've done well. Go. If you need to stay, you can help the kobolds. Help the kobolds get the ship back in order. And before you leave, come see me.
Zaga will. Okay then. But like I say, you should be chasing the woman and that sea creature.
We have no need to chase the woman and the sea creature right now. We still have work to do here, but I would like to understand exactly what it is that she got.
Well, I'll see if I can get any more information, but I don't know what I'll be able to get. But I'll be on deck for now.
Try your best, Zaga. Try your best.
Zaga will then go to the deck and realize he's the biggest of the kobolds because of the little transformation thing that happened.
Yep.
And he does have the longest tail in the pack. And so he will assume command duties and delegate tasks to the other kobolds.
I love how you think that would just work. And you're
Well, he
struck
would
by
definitely
lightning
try
and
it.
you die. You could try it, yeah. They
He
definitely
would
might.
definitely try it.
You try it. The four of them gang up on you because there's a rank that has been assumed, and there is a leader. There's like with the cart, it's like there's the head that comes below the two dragonborn, and then there's like a second, and then a third, and a fourth, and they all want to go up their chain. So you just coming in trying to jump it pisses all four of them off.
And they quickly realise that the tasks I'm delegating make no sense.
You don't.
Because I
You
have
also
no idea
don't
how
know
to
what you're
fix
doing on the
both.
ship. Yeah. So yeah, you can dick fire around there for as long as you want. Nice.
I'm basically just bickering with kobolds on the deck while they work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, you are. Whilst as you look out in Allhearth itself, the guards are trying to tidy up, trying to clean up, trying to help people move, mess with or clean up the mess that's been left behind.
Zag are also not the brightest, because if you're looking for a kobold in the city, you would go to the only boat
Where there's
where
kobolds.
you know there are kobolds.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that at some point. So, I think you three that have been taken to the Commonwealth are literally just being held in that room for a while. I think Von's horse speed would get him to the Druid house first. So as you kind of arrive into that main square where the sundial is, you can see the sundial that's made of sand has been completely collapsed. I'm joking. As you make it to the Druid house, in horse form, you can see Druids. Some of the Druids are starting to file out. You can see that out in front where we're coming to like the last few days of Candlemas now. So there's less activities going on, but you can see that there are, where they had stalls and stuff set up, they've got different areas set up, different kind of like med base set up, like emergency center. And there are Druids, wild-shaped, pulling carts and carrying people. You can see they're starting to build this route. It's not that far away. It's like one block over from where the actual action is happening. But you can see they're starting to get stuff ready and start moving people from that affected area into here, away from where the water is, to start helping heal and cure where they need to. So you kind of like ride round. You pretty much ride round into this, yeah. So you hit that first, up to you whether you want us to carry on, but that's the first thing you'd see coming into the Druid's house is Druids starting to amass, trying to set up these like medical, like emergency medical tents, and then there's just you can notice a Druid in wild shape. There's a different wild shaped Druids who are in these kind of like pack animals that they can pull carts and move things and carry people. A lot of them have, where they can, have wild shaped into those sort of things.
Yeah, I'm gonna run out a bit further to investigate whether I can see like the water.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I just want to see.
Is anyone I recognise around that I can?
Nice. So as you, so if you carry on through, so as you like pass through in horse form, heading towards that area, you pass a load of jewels on the way in. You would make it to the edge. You'd make it to that area where you just can see now the big garden area. Absolutely sodden through, trees knocked over. Again, you don't see any fire, any smoke, so you can kind of ascertain that it wasn't like fucking fireballs or explosions that went off. The roar that went off wasn't anything that was like fire breathing. It seems to be, you can see that there is water everywhere, for one, but as you scan left and right, you are just seeing guards helping. You see a mass of Commonwealth guards, but no one that you would recognise.
I'm gonna drop form and try and talk to one of the guards and find out what happened.
Yes. So you drop guard. Like he would look up and you're not dressed that much like a druid. So I'm not sure if he would actually make the connection. But he's just like, are you in need of assistance?
I heard noises earlier on. And
Yes, there's been a disturbance. There's been a slight attack on the city. We're trying to work out what's going on. So if you do not need assistance, we ask you leave the area as we are trying to help those that can be helped. If you have any abilities that can help, then please do get involved. We're just trying to keep people safe.
Of course, yes, I can help some people if needed. Can you lead me to where I'm needed?
As you're having this conversation, I think you'd like there'd be one or two druids past that kind of catch, like that you then would recognise, and they catch your eye, they hear your voice. and they'd be like, get involved with us. If you're going to do it, get involved with the druids, help us, as they're shuttling people back to move within the tent. So you can sit and work with the druids if you'd like, to help as many people as possible.
Yeah, and try and while doing it, try and get some sort of idea as to what actually happened.
Perfect. Yeah. So it will take some time, but we'll say with when you're working with some of the guys. You work with some of the people that came through at the same time with you from different schools, as they between healing and wild shaping and moving around. Tell you that as far what they can work out is actually give me a persuasion check with advantage for the amount of detail you get out of them from what they might know.
It's a 14.
14. So they tell you there was an attack. The attack was on. It seemed to be on the museum. That seems to be where they've locked up. All they know is that there was. They're looking for a few. 14 would be enough. They're looking for a few people. They've named some suspects, and the guards are looking for them. But they've taken some. They've taken one of the suspects already, but they don't know who the suspects were. They just know they've taken one already. They know that there was a large water beast, and they would have more knowledge, I suppose, on this. So they've deduced it seems to be they think some kind of sea beast that has been conjured rather than is native to the lake, because the lake doesn't have large sea beasts in it. And at the moment, all they're trying to do is essentially bring out and save as many people as possible before they go in to do the cleanup job, or help with the cleanup job of the water. So the Commonwealth have taken one of the suspects they're looking for, but no, with a 14, I don't think you would get any detail on who they were.
Yeah, in my head, I knew obviously that Zaga and Otto were going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those two would never cause trouble.
Yeah, of course
Where
not.
did
No.
they get that from?
So in the back of my head, it's kind of like, oh fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you get that information over about half an hour of like helping and working out. But you will, you're helping people that have got, like even just getting people out of that area, then helping people using whatever you can to help. There's lots of medicine kits, so you don't have to necessarily just burn loads of spells in. But if you want, you could burn spells to help more people out, as you just help with the druids to just get people in. And you can see this is another one of the big roles that druids do in this sort of time of crisis. They do jump to the aid of whilst they're hiding and some of their shady keeping stuff from people. The flip side of that is when something bad happens, they're the first people at the coalface, helping people, getting them good berries and food and bandages, and doing whatever they can to help with the emergency. Back to the Commonwealth. Inside the room, Otter, Faywin, and Arta. You are sat within a room. You've been given some tea and some donuts and whatever else the hell you want to eat as you wait for guards to arrive. You probably sat in there for about 20 minutes. As you can hear,
we're all in the same room.
Yeah, you've been put in the same room.
Oh, do they have to be?
You can be split up if you want.
Is there a mirror in the room?
Yeah, it's a magical mirror. No. You see, these are you've not been cuffed or anything, but you are in a room with a guard on the outside. You know that as much, and you can hear the backwards and forwards of just people constantly moving around you as you can wander about inside this very small room or take seats. Up to you. But yeah, after
short rest.
What? Sorry.
Would this be able to have count as a short rest?
No, not yet. It's not been an hour. It wouldn't have been an hour. So it's only about 20 minutes
Okay.
you've been in there. But you can sit down as if you were trying to take the short rest. So yeah, if nothing else goes bad and you just have conversations, then you could short rest.
Wouldn't short rest it then.
Yeah, don't need a bun yet.
I was very excited about this whole situation.
We know how
So,
good you
despite
are.
the fact he usually tries to sleep everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
he's actually quite like every noise he's kind of turning his head like a meerkat.
As well as being my boxing promoter, you could be my lawyer.
Oh, God.
Get Fowen as your lawyer, trust me.
Don't,
Oh, no, she
don't
can't
press that
persuade
short
anyone.
rest button yet, please.
Can I leave the room?
You can try and leave the room, but you might struggle.
No, I won't.
So you, after about 20 minutes, someone comes in and takes down some details, get some names from you guys. What names would you give over? It's a dragon going off in the background.
Miss Faven Oakshine, and
Mhm.
I'd like to try and shake that hand.
Nice.
I'm being very polite, not sarcastic in this.
No.
instance.
As you go to shake the hand, they kind of look at you, shake your hand, but he has got a clipboard and pen. He's just taking down your details of who you guys would be.
Yeah, but still, politeness gets you everywhere.
Has her father realised she's been arrested yet?
Not yet.
I've not been arrested.
We haven't been arrested. We're being
What?
detained. It's
Yeah,
different.
it's very different. There's no charges yet.
You know.
Have you ever been arrested? Detained? He goes to see Arta.
I straighten up my suit and I stand up and I curtsy, cape billowing in the wind, and I introduce myself as Arta.
Nice. And then it does the same for you, Otter.
Otter. That's me.
Okay. That's me. Cool. And you can see he just notes out some details, and he's like, if you would you need any more refreshments beforehand, we expect the Chief Justice and the Minister of Defence to be here shortly.
Got any ale?
I can see why you might need one at this time, but unfortunately, maybe best to wait until after.
No problem. Thank you so much for your help. As I shoot a look at asking a place.
He does look like he's nearly dead as well, so it kind of...
Is he still wet?
Yeah. Unless you've got anything, unless you've pressed the decision.
Have they at least given it?
You were soaked.
I imagine he would have pressed the dictation himself, but you never know when
maybe.
he's concussed and such.
I haven't yet, but as I come round a bit, I might do.
So what you see,
Have
Doc.
they at least given him a towel to dry himself?
No, they've just let you down and gave you some tea and stuff. Didn't think about that. You got magic.
Sat him down in his wet underpants. Lovely.
Yeah, exactly. Well, why
Why
not?
does it smell like wet dog in here?
Poor Otter. Faywin, give me a history check.
That is a 25.
25. You know the two roles. You know the two people from the two roles that he just stated. You know that you are in potentially. That's a problem. So the Chief Justice is a human called his name's Justice Alaric Voss. He has led for a long time the Judicial Council and is like essentially the highest legal authority in the Commonwealth. So he's like the big dog of the legal justice system for the Commonwealth. Known to be fairly a fair judge. Likes to uphold his principles, but for him to be involved, it's a bit like like you're not being questioned by anyone, you're being questioned by the Chief Justice. And then the Minister of Defence, kind of makes sense, is another human warrior called who is General Carl Stormblade. And the Minister of Defence is like head of the guards, so looking after the safety of the sea.
Did Faywin go to school with either of their children?
No, because we've already worked out Faywin isn't as rich as she thought she was.
I don't remember that being part of this campaign at all.
It is, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Put it in your backstory in capitals.
Listen, if
Everything
I'm
she
not going to
does
be
that.
rich, just throw me in jail and get rid of the key.
Perfect. So they turn up, throw you in jail, and the key's been thrown away. Next week, new campaign.
I was hoping the Chief Justice would hate the Oak Shines because Faywin jilted their son and prom.
I don't
With that information that I've been given.
imagine. Sorry, but I'm just on that. Imagine imagine I wrote that because of the Chief Justice of the Commonwealth has got a problem with Faywin because their son was jilted. The person that's in charge of upholding justice system. Jesus Christ.
Is it because his son's not a dwarf?
Just honestly, some of the shit you guys say.
Jilted
I
him.
try and build a world that makes sense, and this is what you would have fly. A grudge from a
Fairly
grown man in charge.
desirable.
Well, if you want me to do it, I'll do it. I'm just saying.
No,
It just makes any sense.
no, I don't want you to do it.
Sorry, Faywin, you were saying. It just pinged in my mind how ridiculous what he was saying.
I'm trying to do the story, Herb. Remember that.
I know, sorry.
So I wouldn't tell Otter and Arta that I know the people and the fact that it's a really big deal. I would just tell them that they need to remember their manners and to be as polite as they were when they met my parents, and just tell everybody exactly what happened and the truth. I'd say that bit to Otter because obviously Arta was with me.
Yeah.
We were really polite when we met your parents.
I know, and you
same
should
here, man.
continue. And you should.
So be as polite as we were around your parents. Okay, I
Just
can
be-
do that. That's normal for me.
Just, Arta, you're not a child, so maybe just act like an adult for once and just be polite to the people that are coming in.
Meow.
Wow.
Something really bad has just happened, and let's just remember that.
Yes,
and
I know.
Make light of
I
the
did-
situation.
I
Okay,
didn't
I'm
do
just
anything.
making sure. I'm just making sure.
As there's a knock at the door opens. In walks the two guards. Walk in first. Kind of stand. One by the door, one on the corner that's opposite, and then in walks the general. You can tell he's the general because he is armed right now. He seems to wear some not full armaments, not like full plate, but definitely has a chest plate on. Definitely has a sword in the hilt to the side. As General Stormblade arrives, followed by Justice Alaric Voss. As they come in, you can see the general just has nothing on him other than his weapons. Comes in, kind of notes to you guys, goes to pull out a seat and just pushes it back in. He's going to stand for the meeting, and then as the Chief Justice comes in, he just plonks down a big, essentially a big file of paperwork and like semi-rolled scrolls that he plonks on the table in front of him as he looks up at you guys, and he's just like, so. Please have a seat. We have a lot to discuss. As he seeing as two chairs over side, the general kind of throws his chair around for all of you to take a seat. Do sit.
I thought we were already. Oh, we got.
It's up to you if you want to sit or not.
Yes, Art wants to sit. Shotgun, and then rushes to a seat.
Yep.
Yeah, I will sit down as well, much more politely without shouting shotgun.
Yep.
I will slump down.
You're already slumped in, yeah. So this is about 30 minutes after the events have happened. So you can see reading the Chief Justice is looking through the general is just staring at each of you. Lingers longer on you, Ottar, than the other two, but you can see he is just gazing and moving his eyes between you slowly, just essentially getting a feel for who you are.
Otter's tempted to sort of blow him a kiss, but he resists.
Nice. He dies. As the Chief Justice is kind of reading through papers. So he flaps open the thing, he's got some scrolls in there, he's pulling out some stuff, he gets handed some bits. The door knocks, a guard walks in and hands him another stack as he flicks through, and he's like, perfect. I am Justice Voss here of the Commonwealth, Chief Justice. Welcome. I hear you have been part of an altercation today. We've been passed some information, and he kind of looks up and he says, Faywin and Arta, you were here in the Commonwealth, I believe, seeing a mirror about the refugee situation.
Yes.
Correctamundo. And I do a thumbs up.
Okay. And how did you make it from here to the museum where you were found?
We had the commotion. We were leaving, and we, as you can see, we're armed, so we thought that there was something happening, and we thought we'd get there as soon as possible to try and help.
Okay.
And when we did get there, well, obviously we noticed, and I point, this wet dog, coughing his guts up, lots of water. Thankfully, as a cleric, I don't have to give mouth to mouth, and I cast a little healing word on him to save him from what I assume is certain death. Oh, is there going to be an award ceremony after this?
Oh yeah, I gave Arthur a thumbs up. Hearing this.
As you made the joke about my mouth to mouth, one of the guards lets out a little chuckle, and you see the general turns to look at him before he looks back. Guy stops laughing. Okay. Good. Well, it's always good that we have people in the city that are willing to step out for those in need. How did you know to go to the museum?
There was water coming out of it and screaming. Follow the screams when you can help someone, surely.
I believe, and he goes through, and he's like, I believe there was only, it says here there was only, your bearded friend here, Otter, was the only person found inside. So unless he was screaming incredibly loudly, surely the screams of the...
No. The water was coming out of the museum, and as it was coming out of the museum, you go inside the museum to make sure that there's no one in there. It was. And yes, I do know him.
The general leans
You
forward.
saved his life.
The general leans forward and just says, I suggest you think about your answers before you open your mouth.
How long have you got?
You are definitely getting arrested. So Justice goes, okay, so you heard screams from your friend here and went to his aid
No,
and
from
you found
outside.
him. So you ran to the museum. So I'm asking how you knew to go to the museum.
There was water coming out.
There was water, as I'm being told, across the entire plain and a large sea beast at one end. So being the heroes that you are, I wondered why the museum was your first port of call over the large beast on the horizon. These are simple questions. If they're, I'm just trying to piece together exactly what has happened. We've been giving some information, and we like to make sure that everyone gets to say their piece.
Sorry, Zagor, I'm doing it. Faywin can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
So our friend here, he was at the museum already. There was an exhibition on, I'm sure that you know of it.
Yes.
And he went with our friend, who was a kobold. His name is, I'm not going to give his name actually, I'd say that back.
What's his name?
He was with our friend, and our friend sent a message to us to let us know that there was lots of water and that he thought that our friend here, Otter, was hurt. And as we were walking out Commonwealth, as Arthur says, we heard screams, we saw water kind of pouring out, and we went there.
Okay, now we're getting into it. So, you were made aware. Where is your kobold friend?
We haven't seen him, and I'm actually really worried about him. He's very small, and I'm not sure he can swim, so I'm not sure how that would have gone down.
I mean, I'll be right with you. I'm thinking before speaking.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We haven't seen or heard from him since.
Since he alerted you to, do you think he was part of this? That he he looks towards you, Otter, and says, "Your friend, was he the one that hurt you? You are looking a little rough for wear. A little worse for wear, my friend."
No. And I proceed to tell him what happened in the museum.
Mm-hmm. So you go through and say,
It was the witch. Well, I call her a witch, but obviously not a witch. But and that she put a spell on me, and as I'm coming back to consciousness, and maybe bits and pieces coming back to me, and that I was forced to attack him.
okay, so you...
You mean if you hurt Zaga, Otter?
No, not very much, but just I was under her control. It's not like something I do myself.
Faywin looks visibly shocked at this news, having not heard from Zaga, and is now very nervous for his well-being and whether he still wants to be a friend after she's just left.
Okay, so we have, yes, indeed, had reports that this, and it goes through the description you've had. It matches the description of the suspect we are looking for. We have, our notes say that she dove into the lake and disappeared with the beast. So, understand.
I look shocked at this. I'm not hearing about it before.
Mm-hmm. And this, you have met this person before?
Witch? No, never.
And you...
I was at the exhibition and I was looking at the centerpiece, and she struck up a conversation with me.
Okay.
That was the first time I'd seen her.
And you know why she would? And he goes through and he's like, we've just that fresh piece of paper. He kind of pulls over and goes, we've gone through. There was only 2 items taken. So, do you know why she was there?
Would I remember telling me to take the thing?
Yeah. Yeah, once you've been commanded to do stuff, you would know that after.
Okay,
You'd be
so
like, oh, shit.
I'd tell him that about the voice in my head from her, and along with forcing me to attack Zaga, she told me to break the glass and take the thing, but she took it.
Nice.
And I hadn't got a clue about the other thing because I hadn't seen
Yeah.
everything.
Yep. Okay. Okay, so you are purveyor of jewels. That was unfortunately told. It says we did. The guards did note your presence on arrival. Said you looked a little shifty. I'm not sure if that was just maybe them profiling a little.
Perhaps didn't think I was being shifty. I was just taking note of all the exhibitions and the room. It was quite a grand room.
It was indeed.
I have a thing for sapphires, you see, and I show my jewelry that I bought. And I was quite struck with the centerpiece.
Yeah.
I'm very upset I didn't get to see that now it's flooded. I mused to myself.
This amulet, was there anything that you noticed that would have been a reason for it being one of only 2 items taken?
I mean, it's very beautiful. You know, the centerpiece, I'm assuming it's worth quite a lot of money.
That it is. Okay. Yeah, you can see he's like writing down the notes. You can see the minister's looking at you. I don't think there's anything that he's too much that he's going into. You can see like, as you're talking that the general just doesn't lose eye contact with you. So your friend, what was his name? The kobold?
Zaga?
Zaga.
Blue, like the water.
Part of the a new friend or old friend, because the Dragonborn that are here from Drakkar have, I believe their crew are made up of mainly blue kobolds.
He does like the Dragonborn. But we've known him for what? And I turn to Fabian. Like a month now? 3 weeks?
A little longer.
About a month and a half.
We picked him up in Redvant.
Well, you knew him before I knew you, so that's about a month now.
And this
A month or 2.
This kobold was, I mean, you like you say, you were controlled and attacked. It didn't seem like he was part of what was going on there. You don't believe, I mean, you can know someone for a few weeks, you can know someone for a lifetime, and they not really be the person you think them to be. Do you believe that the Dragonborn may be behind this?
I personally, I mean, I wasn't in the room, but from what I know of Sagar, I can't imagine that he would be in cahoots with some witch who wants to destroy. I can't get my head around that being the case.
Yeah, the Dragonborn were dicks, but I don't. I think they would have tried. Yeah, they're dicks, but I don't think they're capable of this.
I don't know.
Did you see all the? Oh, it's so sad.
I mean,
And a single tear rolls down Art's cheek.
I mean, I guess it could be the Dragonborn. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't trust them.
We haven't seen him for a long time. We're just, like I say, we're trying to understand exactly the events that occurred, and any information we have as to why. On what appears to be a heist, only 2 of the valuable items were taken of the lot, and of course your name as well as your friend Zaga here will pass to us as being people on the scene of the crime. It was noted that Zaga did allow the guards to flee from the attacks of the other assailant, the female.
May I ask what the other thing was that has been taken, or is that confidential? at the moment?
Unfortunately, yes. We, like I
That's
said,
fine.
we know, but no, we wouldn't be letting anybody. No, not until we understand fully what has happened and why it might happen. But we are trying to draw conclusions on whether, yes, there was some.
You sure you knew our names before you got here?
Yours. So what?
How'd you know what my name was before you arrived?
You gave your name to the man just now.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
My head's a bit foggy still.
Yes, no, that makes sense. No, like I said, we were just cataloguing. We were given a description. You are quite a distinguished fellow, Otto, my friend. So, not to difficult to find. The interesting point was how your two friends here made it to you so quickly, and like we say, we just wanted to understand fully what was going on. Do you have any plans to be leaving Allhearth anytime soon? Where are you staying in town?
Oh, are you going to say the line?
What line?
I'm talking to the Chief Justice, where he's called.
Yeah, and he says to you, what line?
Don't leave town, or something like that.
I mean, if that would help.
I mean, we're not
the
planning
idea
on
of
leaving
not
town, but I
We
just
have
thought it
no
would sound
plans
cool.
to leave. We have no plans to leave.
Good.
Faywin's parents can vouch for us.
Do you know her father? He's very famous.
Please, it was all Otter. He stole everything and he's hidden it in a bush outside. Please take it.
Oh, he has. Okay, arrest him. Guys.
Yeah, just kill him. Maybe now.
Straight murder him.
We have accommodation.
So if we are to get hold of you for further questioning, we will find you at the Oaksham residence.
Yeah, her father's very rich. She can pay for any damages.
I'm gonna actually kill you, though.
We're staying with the druids. Faywin's staying back home.
Okay.
Honestly, and I cover my mouth and say this quietly, but not quietly enough that Faywin doesn't hear. Honestly, I think they want her gone as soon as possible. So she might be in the druids with the druids with us soon.
Okay. So we will.
Faywin is seething. May I ask just this?
Yes.
Apologies to interrupt this obviously interesting conversation that my friends here are saying. You mentioned about Zaga, and has anybody found him? I'm really worried that if he was attacked and he's disappeared and we haven't heard from him, and I feel like, and I know from what I know of the Commonwealth, of course, that you will do due diligence and won't just speculate that this is a Dragonborn thing, but can you at least tell me if he's been found and he's okay?
Unfortunately, I cannot. I do not have all the information as it is happening. As far as I am aware, he is not in one of these rooms for me to go and chat to immediately.
Right.
But we do have guards out looking for all the suspects. Of course, with the information we have here, we can try and feed that out to the guards. But they will be trying to find a blue cobalt. So I'm sure there are a troop on the way to visit our Dragonborn friends shortly.
And as I say, I know that you will do your due diligence, but we've made some flippant remarks here about the Dragonborn being dicks, I think is one quote, but I just really wouldn't want our opinions of them to have any influence on the Commonwealth thinking that they must have done this. I don't think that would be fair from our interactions.
I'll repeat my comments. They are dicks, but I don't think they're
We understand the Dragonborn are
they're in a branch.
feisty.
Feisty.
They have spent a lot of time, away from the Commonwealth, and we're keen to bring them back into the fold where we can. But like we say, yes, they can be a little rough around the edges. But I thank you for your time. I need to move on to the next order of business. Like if we do need you for anything further, we have some known addresses. Like we say, please do not leave town, maybe just for a day or two, just in case. But if anything comes to you, any more information around the identity of this female that cast the spells within there, or any information about what might have been or why information was stolen, then we are all ears here at the Commonwealth. I thank you for your time and for your help with the matters. You all are free to go.
It's been a pleasure to meet you, and I'm sorry it couldn't have been in better circumstances.
He gets up and says,
Of course, we'll help you.
He gets up and
If
says,
you know.
thank you, and just turns. He starts to leave. The general lingers a little bit and then walks out. Doesn't really regard you too much. As the guards kind of say,
Not even me, even though I was so polite.
yeah, even though you were so polite, it doesn't.
Wow, what a
bit
prick.
If you insight checked him, he probably thought you were a bit of a brown nose.
As we're
No.
leaving, I turn around and wave and say, "Don't leave town."
So yeah, you can see that the both the Minister of Defence and the Chief Justice shoot off to another room, knock on the door, poof, go into another room, shut down, and you can see that they're just running around collecting information here. Half an hour after everything that's gone on, you guys are free as you get towards the as you kind of led out to the edge of this wing of the Commonwealth, through a big set of double doors which are guarded. You can see as you're coming out that there are a fair few guards posted around here. This, as you get out, then you get the feel it's not exactly like a prison, but definitely a containment. Like the doors are locked. You had to be let out and let in when you get to the main wing. And when you get out on the other side, you can see your dad is actually waiting there. He was the other side. He had got wind that you had been picked up via the paperwork that had been submitted. Someone had given him like a nudge to say that his daughter had been arrested, essentially. And he's waiting on the outskirts of that wing as you come out. He's like,
Fuck's sake, man.
Farron, what? Are you okay? Are you fine?
I go and give him a big hug.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, did you hear? We've been trying to do research to find out what this beast might have been, but there was an attack on the city, and once I was told that you were being brought in, I feared the worst.
Oh, no,
Do I hear any of this?
Yeah, you all stood there.
I said to him, "Don't worry, we weren't arrested. We were just for questioning and told not to leave town."
Oh well, that's good. As he looks towards you, Otto, and he's like, "Oh, you look like you've been through the wars, friend."
You could say that, Mr. O'Chain.
Well, I'm glad you're safe. We've been tasked to try and find out what's been going on. He's like, come with me. What did you go through with him on the thing? I was just trying to think how much Hugh knew. What does Hugh know? As he kind of like ushers you in, just to like an alcove, he kind of goes, this is obviously this has bought some time for the book, but I will need a replacement for that book, and also hearing the description I've been given for areas of research, a little bit similar to areas that we have been researching. So, do we need to be worried? And he kind of looks at Otter and you, Faye. Probably more Otter as he's asking this question.
I tell him about the copy of the book will be ready tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the quicker we can get that done would be best. But I'm more worried that it's not very often that 3 times within a few weeks I am pulling out the same sets of books for the same sets of circumstances.
Has this lady been in asking about the book herself?
I've not noticed her come in. No, he said the thing that piqued my interest, and he goes, as you see, he's like brought some of the books with him, flicks through, and he shows you a picture of the saltwater naga, the large dragon-like beast that was there. He's like, from the descriptions, this appears to be the beast that was in the lake. It makes no sense. It is a saltwater beast. Been seen by pirates and used across the floors, and I was told to try and find where it was because they believe that maybe it was conjured rather than brought in via the river. Makes sense, but he goes, interestingly, the last time that they were noted, and he then pulls out another scroll and then realizes you can't read it. He's like, one of the other times that multiple saltwater nagas were first maybe seen was around the time of the Fallen Conquest, about the same era in which the books, the folktale book that we are replacing was written. Don't want to just draw coincidence. Maybe this might just be, a coincidence. But like I say, 3 times in as many weeks, pulling the same books and now seeing even more similarities. So
you said 3 times. There was myself, the Dragonborn, and
today.
Somebody else. Today. Okay. So there's been nobody else other than myself and the Dragonborn.
No, none have come through and spoke to myself. No. Yes. So I don't. Yes.
Out of character here, but I've seen a saltwater naga in my time.
Probably. You probably would have on the night the ship went down.
Right. Okay.
But you would have heard of them. You definitely would have heard of them. But they're like omens of bad luck because they come with. Usually they come with tales of storms, and it's like, is it the storm or is it actually a beast, and what's going on? A bit like Kraken stories in themselves. Like, was it actually a Kraken or was it just a really big squid and a mix of bad circumstance? But yeah, I think
How big are they?
they are large. But they are as big as they're probably like, what, 20 foot? For what you can see.
Right,
Well,
right.
they probably come 15, 20 foot out of
Above
the
the
water.
water.
Above the water. Below the water can be much longer. So yeah, they're like giant
So like as
garages.
big as a boat, kind of as tall as a
Could
boat,
be as big as a
or-
boat, yeah. And again, there's stories of some of them being as big as actual ships. But again, in hindsight, maybe they're not as big as a full ship, but they could be big as a small cargo ship or small transport ship.
Yeah. I tell Kira about the
Mm-hmm.
possibility of another champion.
Oh,
That's what she seemed to be.
okay.
She had the same marking, and I showed my marking.
Oh,
Can I be keeping an eye out that people aren't walking past or listening in to this conversation? whilst-
yeah, roll a perception check.
23.
23. Yeah, you can keep a good eye. You see a few people kind of stopping to give the odd glance because there's an odd assortment of people, but there's a lot of people that are very busy. So not long enough that you think they're stopping to listen, but they just give you. There's a few people that give an odd glance here or there. As he goes through, he notes the marking on your hand, and he's like, "Right, okay. Well, I shall be aware, and we don't think that our Dragonborn friends are part of this in any way. They were very interested, and like I say, lightning doesn't normally strike twice. So, where are we? What are we doing?
Well,
I
I need
like to strike twice.
I need to find this woman.
Okay.
To answer your question, Father, I'm not sure that they are necessarily involved in what's just happened at the museum. And I did say to Mr. Justice Man that it would be wrong to assume that it's the Dragonborn just
Of
because
course.
they have come. So
Yep. No,
they're following
mean,
different lines of inquiry.
They've been for these things.
They are
Could
interested.
potentially be artifacts, whatever they say to look for. They're interested in this book, and they've suddenly come to all earth, and now this has happened.
Yes. I like to look for patterns, and like I say, a few patterns forming with this one. Either way, from my side, if we could get that copy of a book in the library as quick as possible, yes.
I'll get it to you this evening.
Perfect. Whilst they're still working on the background, I've given them enough information, I think, from the documents and from the encyclopedias we have on the beasts in the areas. I will see what I can find on champions further. But I think for the book and what you have seen, Otter, may be the most about information we have on certain parts of this. So just. I suppose be careful, all of you, if there is someone out there with the ability to do that.
Yes, she's very powerful.
Okay, right. I've kept you long enough. Thank you for keeping each other safe. Look out for each other. If you need anything, you know I am. I must get back because there is lots of work to be done. And I will see you this evening.
Before you go, Father, when you go home, can you just let Mother know that if the guards come looking for me for Mr. Justice Man, that I'm not in trouble. I'm helping with inquiries, if anything, and I should be thankful. I told them that I was staying with you at the Druid's house. They may go there, and I don't want to alarm Mother.
Yes, she will worry. You have been a little naughty the last couple of days, but yes, I will let her know. That'll be fine. But yes, look after yourselves. And you are good people. Anything you can do to help the civilian folk of Allhearth, please do lend a hand.
Of course.
We shall do, and we have the guards out doing what we can, but we all like to pull together in times like this. That's what the Commonwealth is all about.
For sure.
As he lets you leave. Nice. So you leave the Commonwealth. Zaga is on the Dragonborn boat, and Von is helping the Druid. Shall we take a wee break? We are back. You guys are making your way out. It's like as you are on the boat, helping them out, as useful or not useful, they're just trying to get everything again strapped down and going. You can stay for as long as you want to have a think about that. But the rest of you guys, the three of you come out from the Commonwealth, where would you be heading?
Has anyone got a way of getting in touch with Ron? I feel like he should probably be updated on what's going on. Maybe some sending stones, I don't know.
I mean, I've got sending stones, but not with Van.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I'm sure he's doing fine. I'm sure he thinks we're doing fine. I mean, he knows how competent we are.
What time is it now, Heb? Would it be?
It would be. Oh, you could have taken a short rest if you wanted to. You can take a short rest anyway, because you can hold out the rest. So it was only like that was all just in the mid-afternoon. So in the early afternoon. So you probably is getting into like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon.
What's the guard situation? Oh, sorry, Bert, carry on.
Mm-hmm.
No. I was just going to say I'll probably end up going back to the dude house, see if he's there.
Yeah.
I was going to ask then, what's the guard situation looking like at the docks if I peer out from the deck of the boat?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
That is a natural 1, baby.
Natural 1.
Plus 0.
Oh, you spend a lot of time fighting with the other kobolds, trying to assert dominance. And by the time you then get out to look, you realise that the guards are at the docks. They're like on their way down towards the ship.
As I realise that the guards are coming closer, I'm going to go and knock on Orin's cabin again and tell him I'm leaving. Because there seemed to be something about gold, maybe. And if I'm going to get arrested, I might as well get paid first.
Roll out that check.
Just a D20, yeah?
Just D20. 14. He goes, okay, that should work. And he pulls out a small pouch, throws a small pouch of gold over to you. It's got 100 gold in it. At the same time as there's a knock on the door. As he opens, Orin shouts out, "What do we want?"
Palms off the gold instantly.
What's going on? And one of the kobolds pokes his head in. I can't remember what the names are. Sounds stupid. Gogar pops his head in and goes, "There's guards here," and he's like,
Does Gogar look smug?
No. I would say more, not necessarily fully like worried, but there's a bit of like worry on why guards have appeared on the boat, like they're on the boat.
He doesn't know that they're here for Zaga.
No. As Orin looks down to you, he's like, and where are you going, Zaga? Coming with?
Well, it seems I'm probably going with these guards.
Right.
But I will get back to you once we've cleaned this mess up.
Nice. So he opens. Are you walking out with him?
Yes.
Yeah. He opens the door and walks out and goes, gentlemen, how can we help? And they're like, we've been sent down to look for. We've been at a suspect. You've seen what's happened here today. We're looking for a kobold who was seen at the scene of the crime. And they look down at slightly larger, and then he looks up. He's like, are these kobolds all in your employ? And Orin kind of looks down to you and is like, these are all kobolds of Draka, yes, but some are full-time members of the ship, some are not. Like, who exactly are you after? Do you have a full description? And they're like, you can see the guards kind of, a few of them whimper back a bit, like, no, we were hoping that we would have seen and you'd have known where the kobolds were. Could you assign the position? We'd be able to tell us exactly where they all were over the last 30 minutes? Orin kind of looks back at them. He looks to you for like a sign of like, are you going to go, or is he going to carry on just toying with these guards?
Does he look like he's having fun toying with the guards?
He is 100% having fun toying with the guards. But
I'll let him have a bit of fun before I go.
He goes, so you've come down to the docks to accuse my kobolds of something with no information other than someone said it was one of us. So how do we know it wasn't someone who just wants to get rid of us? Is this is how you work here? Is it in the Commonwealth? Your justice system is just hearsay, is it? And the guard's just like, We've been sent down with our orders, sir. Please, if you could just say if you knew where they were, if we could maybe, if you'd like to come with us to the Commonwealth. And he's like, I will not be leaving the ship, and if you are in need of a kobold, then you should come back with a kobold that was required. You hear as they're having fun with it, you hear a horse coming down as another guard is arriving. As he goes, calling more reinforcements already, are we? And you see the guards look worried as one of them kind of shouts out to the side and says that they're looking for a kobold named Zaga. He's like, we've just been given information straight from the Commonwealth. We're looking for a kobold named Zaga.
That's me. I don't know what you want me for.
Just to come with us, if it's okay with the sir here, just for some questions. Your identification has been given as being at the museum about 20 minutes, half an hour ago.
I'll come with you. I've got nothing to hide.
They look towards Orin and he says, if he wants to go, he is free to go. And they kind of nod.
Thanks, Orin. I'll see you later.
He nods and then goes back to his cabin. As you are taken with the battle cards back towards the Commonwealth. Three of you, where did you decide you were going to go?
I was going to just help out people clearing things up.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of thing.
Yep.
I was going to go back
not
to
doing much.
I was going to go back to the druids thing.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to do, feeling a bit guilty about what Mira said, I'm going to look to help sort of people that hurt, people that are injured.
Mm-hmm.
Not the refugees, just the people that...
But the refugees aren't here.
Okay.
You know, got to do. I can do more than one good deed in a day. Jesus.
Really? Because this
What
would
are
be
you, my
fair that
mum?
we went to the refugees.
Look at this. He finally decides to do some good.
Still getting nagged. Can't win.
I'm imagining you're saying this all in character as well, which makes it.
I mean, they're one and the same. So.
Yeah. Wow.
It's wonderful how all our characters have morphed into ourselves. Or
Mm-hmm.
we've morphed into
Weird
characters.
how that happens. Weird how when people play characters, they end up the same character. Cool.
But yeah, so I'm going to
Yeah.
look to similar to what Fabian's doing,
Mhm.
but I'm more sort of doing medicinal side of things. So like patching wounds and stuff with my +7 to medicine.
Nice. Cool. So you guys can help out, get moving around. I would say as you two are helping out, and Otter, you're going to head out, you would bump into Von at a point where Von, when you are doing your runs backwards and forwards, as you come back from the Druid house, you kind of bump into Otter as he's walking down
Is he in
to the
horse
Druid's
form?
house. No, I assume he's come out of horse form to help people.
He's in half.
If
human,
he's in
half
horse
orc.
form,
I'm in
then-
centaur form.
if you're in horse form, you see Otter. Otter doesn't see you, but if you're helping by not
No,
pulling
I
cards,
would have.
then
I would have dropped out to
Yeah.
talk to people and stuff. nicer.
so you would bump into them. You'd bump into Otter as he's coming towards the Druid house because you would pass him backwards and forwards.
I recall to Von what's the plan on. Rather than go word for word.
Yeah. No, explain every word. As you recall that. Faywin and Arta, as you're helping out, you hear a voice that you recognise as you look up and see Zaga chatting away to the guards that are escorting him to the Commonwealth.
What do you mean, blue cobalt? That sounds like racial profiling to me.
I like how
my
like I
goodness.
say, Zaga. It's this is just the information we've been given, and we were giving you a name as well, and you did answer to it. So if you just come on,
Who
I'm
gave
sure.
you
it'll be
my
fine.
name?
I cannot tell you who
This
gave you
lady
the name.
looks sheepish in the distance.
As they say that,
Yeah.
I shout Zaga and run over. Like, kind of running alongside the guards and speaking to him.
I, kind of hearing this commotion, continue with helping people. I just look over, give a brief wave, and go back to helping people.
Nice.
Oh, that's lovely.
Hey,
I
Faywin.
also,
Zaga, are you okay? I was so worried that you were hurt. Where have you been? Otter got really hurt and we went and helped and there was water. Oh goodness, I'm just so glad you're okay.
Yeah, it seems like a real mess here. I don't know what happened.
Faywin looks a little bit uncertain by that response. Are you going to the Commonwealth to...
Apparently I'm being detained for questioning for some reason. Somebody gave them my name.
In Zaga's head, I just say, oops.
Zaga looks annoyed.
Nice.
And then I'll say to him again, telepathically, they asked how we knew what was happening in the museum, so we said that you told us our friend was hurt.
Zaga begins to think of new lies he can tell.
So I've kind of essentially Fayward's given him a heads up of how they got his name.
Yep.
Yes.
I can't remember word for word exactly what I said.
Zaga is at least grateful that he's been warned ahead of time what they know.
Yep. Yeah.
Faywin will also say, in his head, I do hope that the Dragonborn haven't got anything to do with that. That's what they're thinking. And then out loud say, I'm going to go and help Arta, help with all the people. But I'm sure we'll be around here. Please come and find us afterwards, and I'll see if my mum's got any duck.
Where are Otter and Bonbon?
Otter went looking for Bonbon.
That's the first he's heard that Otter's still alive. So.
Over. Oh god. No, Otter is okay. We managed to get there in time.
He did tell us that he might be hurt. To be
Yeah. That would have been way funny if you'd be like, "Oh no, Otter's dead." Bye. Live.
Come and find us here after. We'll be around. Just you'll figure it out, Zaga.
While he remembers, Otto returns the tadpole to Van.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Is this in front of people?
Well, I'm just passing you your water skin back. Or is it not in there anymore?
It was
it's
in
in the
a
jar.
clear flask.
Okay, then I'll make sure there's nobody else around before I do it.
It was a clear flask with dirty water, though. You know, we had to strain to see the thing in there.
True.
And it's got a bit of blood in it, so it's a bit red now.
Here's your dirty bloody water.
Just like you like it.
My favourite.
Yummy. Nice. Cool. So
Do you still look terrible?
I don't know how it works. I mean, I've short rested, so my health's better, but I guess I'm still battered and bruised.
Yeah, you're still exhausted.
Well, you're still
I'm
exhausted, and
exhausted.
it doesn't sound like you've casted prestidigitation to make yourself dry yet.
You smell like salt.
Yeah, I'm still. I'm noticing this now. It's like, I cast prestidigitation.
You see, a few people will be looking at you as they walk past because you look like you've just been dragged out of the sea. Now you're drying slowly.
I'm glad you're okay. Also. Sounds awful what happened there.
Yeah, it's very annoying. That witch took my conch. I need to find her.
Well, at least you're alive, though. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. I don't think my patron's going to be too happy that the conch is gone. Anyway, what happened with you?
Oh, well, I'll explain later.
Okay.
I'll finish off doing what I'm doing, then and we can chat about it.
What is it that Von's doing right now?
Just helping move, like either move goods or move people. Essentially, get them away from that main area into somewhere that's dry, and in that big sundial area. So you'd have caught him on the road. So you could be walking backwards or forwards from it.
I'll help Von with what he's doing.
Cool. As you are helping Von, before you guys make your way and join up, you hear a voice you recognise Von as Glass makes his way towards you. He's like, "Oh, Von, I heard you were helping out. Good to see you. This has been crazy. I heard you bumped into Grom earlier."
I did, yes, and I do need to go back and see him.
Yes. Things that.
I assume that's why you're hopping over here to talk to me right now.
But things have escalated somewhat with the events of today. A few too many strange occurrences happening. So there has been a meeting called. He's like, your presence has been requested at the Druid's house, the usual time. You know that the Druids conduct when they have their big all 4 house meetings, they happen at midnight. They happen in the garden behind the house at midnight. So he's like, yes, the 4 houses meeting, if you can make sure, I've been told to make sure that you are in attendance, as Grum tells me you have some knowledge to impart, whether that be, and you, when he says that, you kind of like, I think initially worry, and then you remember you gave all the information to Bo.
Yeah.
Yeah, as he says it, and he'd be like, information? As he'd be like, Bo has been asked to attend as well with the information for his presentation.
Of course.
As he,
I will be there.
As he looks at Otto, he's like, oh, you look a little worse aware. Well, thank you for helping. Thank you for helping the druids. We appreciate it. As he carries on up, and he's getting involved in helping out as well. So you've been summoned. So you can go meet up with Artar and Faywin as Zaga. You are taken. You are searched by the guards as they take you in. Again, they walk you through into the same place they walk the other guys in, put you in a small room, and then 3 guards come in and give you a pat down and a check from the information
I have a question.
they've been given. Yep.
Does he get a full body search?
He gets fingered in the tail.
Nobody else got patted down.
You, your notes from the guards were a little bit different to the other one else's.
Yeah,
so
you ran away.
Yeah, you also fled the scene of crime. No one else got patted down. Well, I assumed control of the ship, bitch. What have you got on you?
What, do you want to know everything I've got on me?
That's one anything that might pique my interest.
Kadir Antler Wand, Rapier of Life Stealing, a crossbow, some antitoxin, a disguise kit, a bottle of Draken vodka still, a useless dragon mask that's still in my bag, a slightly crumpled rune drawing from the magic shop in Redvant, thieves' tools, and a couple of Fizzle Bumblefuck's eggs.
Nice. You just put this away on the table as they look at you like, what the fuck is this random assortment of shit, I think. As they hold you in
and the loot, of course.
Of course. It's supposed to be a bard after all. Yeah, as they go through all the stuff to check, you can see one guy like is just inventory, noting it all down. They thank you for their cooperation and let you pack everything up. And then you sit in the room for like 15-20 minutes waiting for, I suppose, someone to come and talk to you. As you guys group up outside, what would you like to do? I'm assuming the 4 of you are meeting back up again with Von now and Toe.
No, I'm helping people still.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you can spend the rest of the day helping.
Zaga ran away and didn't heal Otter. He's in my bad books. For
Otter
about
was
30
still
minutes.
attacking me at that point, so...
Well, I don't know that.
No, we don't know that.
Well, I don't know that.
No one knows that. Should we keep him in overnight just for being... Let me roll for it. Oh, look, I rolled the thing I needed to roll. Nice. So, if you want to spend the rest of the afternoon just helping into the evening, helping tidy up and clear up, you can. It's like you are held for a while. You are given essentially a long wait before a...
Is it a short rest?
Yeah, you'll be able to get a short rest if you want to take a short rest, yeah. You'll have for at least an hour.
Can we get Zaga in the lineup and then the Mulsing on it that way?
No. Why would I want that? That makes absolutely... That sounds like hell.
Zaga is at least healed now.
Okay. See, you can set up... You've had your bad search. You just get... I'm just trying to work out if you... With all the story they have in there, with you being searched...
Well, I assume the thieves' tools would have been of interest.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing there. I'm just trying to work out whether the story that came from the others is enough to get you off, but I don't think it will do. So yeah, you are held for a while. If the rest of you are spending the afternoon out there, that's fine. So after about an hour, you get the same treatment. So door open, there's not a door opens, guards walk in. It's about 4 guards in the room with you now, and then in comes the Chief Justice and the Minister of Defence. 2 humans present themselves to you. One in armour, you can see slightly larger build, chest plate, sword, and one in more normal business attire with a large pad. As he walks through the door, he says, Zaga, is it? We've been looking for you. My name is Justice Alaric Voss. Welcome to the Commonwealth.
Hi, Justice Larry Voss.
Okay. I hear you've been in a little bit of an incident today.
It's been a hell of a day.
It has indeed. Can you tell me about it?
Well, do you want the whole day?
Mainly the... shall we skip to the part
There was
where
no
you
duck for breakfast. That sucked.
came to the museum?
Oh, yeah. Well, me and my friend Otto wanted to see the shiny things because, we like shiny things. He likes them blue. I just like shiny things.
Okay, and that was your plan for the day, was it? Just come and see the shiny things in the museum?
Well, he bought a sapphire and he was handed a flyer, so we thought, why not go see the exhibit?
Okay. And the sapphire was of particular interest, was it?
Well, like I say, he likes his shiny things blue, but that was the main exhibit as we got in there and looked around.
Likes sapphires. Interesting. And that was it then. You made your way down there, and then I hear that there was an altercation. The guard said that they had kept an eye on you at first. Were you having a little bit of a nose around, were we?
Well, they said it was an exhibit of magic things, and I have the ability to sense magic things, and I wanted to see if they were telling the truth.
Okay, so you used some magical ability to ascertain that there were
detect
indeed magic.
the presence of magic.
Okay, and that interests you? We note there was you had some thieves' tools in your bag. Obviously.
Oh yeah, don't worry about those.
Well, we will worry about those.
It's mainly for doors and things. I don't think they're any good for glass cases.
Right, and you would know.
Well, I've never tried.
But that was part of what you were there for. Was it working with your friend to scope out the
What?
joint?
No, we were there to see the stuff. And like I say, I cast a spell. I saw the things were actually magic, and that helped with the interest in the exhibit.
Which
The items were as described. That makes them more impressive.
Impressive, and that was it. Just there to.
That was it. The guard warned me not to cast any more magic, and I did as he asked because I am an upstanding citizen.
And then your friend joined, and
Well, we were there together, but we were separated. We were both looking around separately.
Sorry. Okay. And then when did his other friend arrive, the female?
I don't think she was his friend.
No. We have a count to say that the two of them together attacked you, Zaga.
Well, I've known my friend Ada for a while, and I've never seen him with this woman before. I don't think he's ever actually mentioned a woman before.
So you don't think they were in the cahoots? You don't
Well,
think it's
apart from a
strange?
hag that we met together, but that's a whole nother story.
Don't think it's strange that your friend that you had gone to look at the shiny things with decided to turn on you when someone new was on the scene?
As you say, I saw him over looking at the main exhibit, and there was a woman next to him, and it looked like she cast a spell on him. When people cast a spell, you can tell, like the guards could tell when I did it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I had to stop complying with what the guards had told me before, and I cast a spell to stop the spell that she had cast.
Right. So you stepped in to
intervene.
Okay.
It looked suspicious. And then she cast another spell, and that's when my friend attacked me.
Right. And you've never seen this woman before?
God, no. I'd recognize her. She was an ugly wench with black hair.
Okay. Differs slightly from descriptions we've been given. And of the items that you detected as being magical in presence, was there any that took your interest? Any that you think would be of interest to others who are interested in shiny things?
Well, I didn't really get the chance to look at them that much because, as I say, that's when my friend started attacking me, under compulsion of some sort from this woman.
Okay. And then we obviously found you on the Dragonborn ship, but you are not noted down as one of their crew. So, how did you manage to get away from this woman?
Well, if you'll let me finish. So she got him to attack me, and then she murdered a couple of guards. And there were some other guards trying to restrain me because they'd seen me cast another spell, which they'd warned me not to, which, I hold my hands up, but I was trying to stop whatever bullshit this woman was up to. And I warned the guards, look, this is dangerous. You might want to get out of here. And they let me go and ran away. And that's when the woman attacked me too. She shot water out of her hands.
And then?
Well, and then I said, you know what? Fuck this. My friend's attacking me. I don't know how to stop it. I can't stop it again after I stopped the first spell. Kind of too much magic in one day, if you know what I mean. And the only option I had was to get the fuck out of there. So I opened the door between dimensions and went off to the Dragonborn boat. I couldn't do anything for my friend. I had to leave him.
So you left. Do you see that the general just kind of like huffs and goes, so you left your friend?
He was attacking me.
So this was definitely
What would you have
friend.
done? Would you have killed him to stop him attacking you?
Well, just trying to understand.
Would you have tried to fight him and the woman shooting water out of her hands?
You see that he just narrows his eyes at you, and Alaric puts his hand up and says, we're just trying to understand the decisions that were made that got you to where you were. We managed to pick up your friends, and some of, apparently, the rest of your party had arrived to help.
Well, yeah, after I got out of there, I sent a message towards this building, a magical message. It was one of the few magical things I was still able to do for the day. And I tried to warn my friends that, or some of my other friends, that Ada might have been in trouble. And if there was any way they could get to him, to do so.
And then your instinct from there was to make your way to the Dragonborn boat.
It was indeed.
Not to go and help your friend.
Like I said, there wasn't much I could do for him.
But you were willing to send your other friends into that danger.
Well, there was more of them.
The Minister of Defence, his eyes are just... There's a disdain for you as he goes through these.
Did you speak to the guards that I saved the lives of?
The guards have given us an account of what happened up to the point that you left. Yes. We were just, like we say, just trying to understand all the points. So what is your relationship with the Dragonborn party that are docked here in Allhearth?
Well, I've been in Great Ashley for a while, and as you know, my people and the Dragonborn people, we don't tend to come here all that often.
Yes, we are aware.
So when I got here and there was a boat full of them, I was like, that seems like a little bit of home. I'm going to go visit some people that I know I can chill with.
Okay, so...
It's been a long time since I left Dracker now. It was nice to see some other draconic faces.
At a time when your friends were... Okay. But other than that,
they were nearby, and I thought I'd be safe over there, away from this woman. But then, I saw the woman again, near the docks, and she jumped into the water with this massive sea thing.
Interesting. And then we picked you up from the boat. Okay, so you were good to know that you have found some acquaintances here with the Dragonborn, as they have so newly appeared within Allhearth. I don't, like I say, your search seemed to be fairly clean, and your story corroborates with the others that were there at the time. So there is nothing further for me to ask about. If there's any information you have, or you find any information out about this mysterious third suspect, the female, then please do get in touch. We are always happy to follow up on any information we get, and obviously
Have you
pass
tried
on.
looking in the lake?
Of course, we have tried looking in the lake, as we have had many reports that she left that way, and also pass on our regards to the Dragonborn Council. But yes, apologies for taking time. Thank you for cooperating. If you need anything, please do let us know. Otherwise, we'll be seeing you about. That's the Chief
No
Justice.
problem. Is there a reward for saving the lives of those guards?
There is not necessarily a reward for a crime in which you potentially were a suspect of. This is a not a city where he kind of fumbles a bit and he says, "No, there's no reward," and leaves.
I'll have you know, sir, I was a victim today.
The Minister of Defence looks at you and says, "There is nothing more we need from you. Please leave."
With pleasure. And then Zaga will stop and say, "So, do you guys know anything about the meeting to discuss the refugees that we brought here?"
I'm gonna do it. The general stops as you say that. As they had turned to go somewhere else, turns, looks at two guards, and just gives a nod, and they grab hold of you.
Hey, what are you doing here?
This one.
I'm a victim.
This one is staying the evening, and they're gonna take you off to the end of the corridor, and down a flight of stairs to a jail cell.
Zaga is kicking and screaming and wagging his tail as much as he can, and still screaming, "I'm a victim, let go of me, I'm a victim."
That will definitely do nothing, which is great. So yeah, you get taken away and thrown in jail cell for the evening. Yes, mentioned in a meeting that people maybe shouldn't know about. Twigged something in the general. So the rest of you see Zaga go in. You help out. Hours pass as you help out the folk. You get a lot of not a lot of notice, but obviously people are very thankful. The druids notice that outside of just Von, that you guys are all helping as well. As you see some of the clerics and stuff turn up from the 9 sisters. So the churches are kind of run by a mix of the druids and the clerics. Not really like paladins. So there are kind of other holy folk here as well. But you see within that main square outside the druid house is where they're all meeting and coming together. After many hours helping clear and move people over, there's no sign of Zaga reappearing from the Commonwealth. So you guys kind of are at the end of that. When they get to the end of like the big work that needs to be done for the day, the people are all moved. Those that can be helped can be helped. Those that are more injured go to other like hospitals and proper premises. The druids then not put on a party, but kind of put on a few free drinks and like some coffees and a bit of food for those that were there to help. So those that are more fit and able, and those like yourselves who were in there and the volunteers that were helping, they kind of put on a bit of a food and a bit of a community event to kind of console those that need consoling at the end of the day, and also thank those that helped out with some food, some drink, and a bit of kind of a community thing. So you guys are all, as the sun starts to come down into the evening, are outside the druid house by the sundial, as the druids are kind of putting this on. But you are all together, bar Zaga.
As Zaga's not there, can I do a perception check to see if I can find a new best friend?
That's not really how it works.
No.
I mean, what are you looking for in a best friend? I mean, you can't just be like, yeah, Rod, hi, that's my new best friend now. That person
just
has to
anyone.
be.
Someone that's willing to die or disappear forever.
It's a thing called consent,
Just
so they have to want to be your friend. So you know.
Anyone who's just nice to me, really.
No, I mean, you could try
I
and
need
make
to get attached to someone. Really.
Yeah, I think you'd probably try and make friends. There's a few like half orcs that remind you of Andriel. You try and make friends with, but you don't really hit off. They're not the same. When you get talking to them, it's not the same.
Ottawa don't. Go on, sorry.
No, I was just going to say if anyone else has anyone seen Zaga, you can go ahead.
Otto wants to go and collect the book.
Nice, cool. Yeah, so you can rush over and collect the book before it closes. Over to whatever it was called. What was it called? Parchment note.
600s or something.
Celestial Tomes. Celestial Tomes? Yeah, I think it was. Enchanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, Celestial Tomes. Enchanted Quill was the other one. Nice. You can over there as you catch as Callista is finishing up and about to close. He's like, "Oh, we made it in time then, did you?" He's like, "My finest work," as he kind of leads you back through and goes through the book with you for you to check.
As I flick through, does it seem a passable copy of the book?
Yeah, I would say you can, as you're going through, like at first country eye, it looks, the pages match as much as they can. So there's a few like slight differences there. Like again, it's a new book he's tried to make look old and fit. So in certain areas, it doesn't 100% like the text match and the pictures match, but the aging maybe is a little bit off in certain places.
Yeah.
But then you're also not sure how many people know this book inside out, page by page. Probably not that many. So it's content wise, perfect.
As I flick through the pages, do I notice that he's not included the pages I didn't want in?
Yeah, he's done it exactly as you wanted him to.
It's fantastic work. It's very much appreciated.
Well, I am a master in my field.
Clearly.
Nice.
I'll make sure to pass on your business to anyone who requires your services with great praise.
Perfect. That is always required. You can always get a good. I was going to say a good forgery, but I mean, maybe we shouldn't be telling people that one, should we?
No forgery, just a copy.
Yeah, it's just a copy, exactly. But no, I appreciate your discretion and my discretion in this matter. But yes, anyone that comes by, we're busy enough. You paid before. I didn't put him down. I didn't put him down on the bill that you owed. I think you did, didn't you?
Yeah, I paid all, and I gave him a little extra for speed.
Nice. And he goes, "Thank you very much. Well, have a good day, my friend. Look after yourselves. I hear there's been weird goings on in the city today."
Yes.
He's been locked in his room in that shop, just doing the drawing all day. So he hasn't got a fucking clue, really.
This has been quite the day. Take care.
So you have the copy of your book.
And I will make my way to the Oakshine residence.
Nice. Cool. So you can go over to the Oakshine residence, and are you just handing over, or you wanted to snitch on Fabian or something?
Careful what you say here.
Oh, fucking hell. As you knock on the door. As you knock on the door of the Fabian the Oakshine residence, sorry. You don't. It's a while as you can then hear like in the distance. It's like, oh, hold on, we're on our way. And as they get to the door, you see both Hugh and I always forget your mum's hip.
Hallie.
I knew it was an H. Have gardening gloves on. They're like very muddy. You can see that they both have like matching aprons on. As they're like, "Oh, Otter, good to see you." And then he like takes his gloves off and he's like, "Don't worry, Hallie, I've got this one. Me and Otter have got some information to exchange on books and things." And she's like, "Ugh, okay." As she then leaves, she's like, "Nice to see you," and then heads away.
As she leaves on, say, "I wouldn't mind seeing the work you've done in your garden afterwards, if you don't mind, Hallie."
Well, we're working on something right now, actually. Once this is done, we'll have you all around to see the changes. As she carries on upstairs, Hugh just waits until she's gone up like the second flight to the top, and he's like, "Come in," and just like closes the door, leaves you in like the hallway. But he's like, "Are you here for our exchange?"
Yes, and I produce the book.
Yeah, he checks his hands are clean and like says, "May I?" Takes it and then flicks through, make sure like he has the light available to see. Flicks through and he's like, "This is a very good work. I mean, Master Callista is quite the man." And then he is aware of the situation.
Yes, I mean, I might just got on that. Yes, yes. I just said I needed a copy to give as a gift.
Okay. Okay, perfect. This should be fine. I thank you. Like I say, any information you find or need from me, please do let me know. What's dangerous? I'm curious as to what is going on with this book and the situation, but I appreciate you moving so quickly with this. He's like, I shall return it to the library tomorrow, and all should be well.
Just one more thing while I'm here. When we were all here last, I did notice in some of the pictures, what assumes Faven's brother. She's not really spoken about him.
And you can see, like, he kind of was not expecting that question from you, as it kind of like hits him a little bit, as he's a bit of, yes, a touchy subject for the family.
I don't mean to pry.
No,
it's not something we should speak about. Don't mean to.
No, it's good to. They were there was a bit of an age gap, but they were very close, Faerwin and Elias. He too had his mother's spirit for adventure, and yes, unfortunately, he's no longer with us.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. He's yes. They
What did he do?
well, he did many things. He was a little more naughty than Faerwin. Wasn't as keen on Daddy's work as he was his mother's, but no, he...
Faerwin is quite the scholar.
She is, which was why I was surprised when she decided she wanted to go off adventuring like her brother. But yes, he... And the details, we unfortunately were not ever fully graced with, other than being told that, yes, that he had passed. He was out, much like you guys, seeking thrills outside of the big city. He never really felt at home in Allhearth, and was always seeking a little more. We, like I say, didn't really get on with my way of life. Was always more of his mother's child. Where Faerwin was always, or like you say, the little scholar. Yes, yes. So, yes, it was difficult for me to let her go, but I'm glad she's now found a suitable group to keep her safe, and with everything that's going on right now, I think that is it's the best thing for her to do. At least be in the right company, because it's also easy to fall in with the wrong company, I suppose, in difficult times and dangerous times.
Well, you both have been very kind to me since meeting you, so I'll do my best to keep Faerwin safe and make sure she comes back to you.
Yeah, she is incredibly spirited. So even just the short amount of time she's been away, she seems to have grown up so much. So much so she's starting to annoy her mother just like her brother did. So being a right little bitch. But yes, no, I appreciate that, Otter. Thank you for asking. It's nice to remember. But yes, I shall be getting back to the garden work, as Mrs. Oshine alluded to. We have got big plans. She was given some seeds that she was rather excited about. So yes, she's had me helping out, which is nice for us to do things together.
Indeed, I look forward to seeing that. Have a good evening.
And you. He lets you out. Scurries away and hides the book. Goes back up to find a hungry butler just eating his wife to death. The Eric Shines all died today. No jokes. Cool. So you do that. You're gonna head to where are you gonna head from there? Back to
Jude's.
Yeah, sweet.
I might stop in a tavern along
there. Yeah, nice. You can do that on the way. So the rest of you that were at the kind of the calm down event after, is there anything you'd like to do before heading back for the evening?
Do we know what time Zaga? Do we know what time Zaga was going to be back? He went off with the guards to the Commonwealth. I haven't seen him since. Maybe he went back to the Dragon Ball. Anybody? Any ideas?
I mean, did you tell him where to meet us?
Well, I said that we'd be out here. I mean, when we went in with the guards, we were only in there an hour or two. It wasn't a look at the equivalent of a watch. It wasn't this long. We were in there. I just said we'd be around here, but as things settle down, we're not staying out here all night. Is there a way of communicating with him? Maybe sending stones?
No, I've got a sending stone to speak to Viper. But
Oh, how is she? Have you spoken to her recently?
I checked up on her a couple of days ago to see how things were going.
Oh, I do miss her and the Redvant days. It's times like these that you really remember your dear friends.
Foreshadowing.
No.
She never remembers Meadow, does she?
It's too hard to speak about Meadow. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Kobold.
Nice.
So Zaga didn't go in with you then? He went in separately.
No, he bloody disappeared for. And I mean, if you had been here, you would have known. But that's besides the point.
What?
You're just fucking firing out everyone.
I've been waiting all
It's
sessions to
about
tell Von
time
off
Von
not
got
being
back.
there.
Wait,
All
Are you
sessions.
somehow
all sessions
trying
to
to
tell
throw
Von
this
off.
on me?
This will
fucking
be the
silly
second
things.
time Von's spoken in the session. It's about to
It's
get
so
told.
nice it not being directed at me.
Oh, God.
Well, no. So he, in answer to your question, no, he didn't come with us. We got a message in my head from Zaga saying that Otto was in trouble at the museum and we needed to go and help him. That's how we knew to go down there. But when we arrived, he wasn't there. He said that, or from the accounts from Otto and Zaga's message was that, he was attacked by Otto, but then we hadn't seen him since. It seemed that the guards picked him up from the Dragonborn, so I don't know how he managed to get there, but
Why did he go off to the Dragonborn instead of trying to find you?
I don't know. Maybe he felt safe there, or they helped him get out of the museum, or I mean, I really don't know. I haven't. The only time I've seen him since the whole fiasco with Otter and the water and the witch was when the guards were walking by. It wasn't really a good time to chat. You know what he's been like since the Dragonborn have been in. He's been very excited to see his big brothers, shall we say. Maybe they helped him. I don't know. Why? Well, why have you got that look on your face, Von Man? What are you trying to imply?
I'm not trying to imply anything. I just think it's weird that he sent the message to you guys but didn't come to find you or go back into the museum with you.
Maybe he was going to try and get them to help or something. I don't know. I'd ask him, but I don't know where he bloody is. It's taking his time.
I'm sure he's fine.
He's probably just gone back to the boat, hasn't he? Or
I mean, if you want to head over there and see if he's there. I know how much you like the Dragonborn.
it's true, they are a fascinating race, but I don't know. I've had a lot. Today's been a lot, and I feel like if they're mean to me again, I'm not sure I can quite take it. Maybe I'll just leave a note.
Okay.
Is there anywhere I can leave a note?
Just like on a tree.
Only you knew the son of the Justice Minister and
I think I still have my corsage somewhere that he gave me that I rejected.
Don't
I'll
make
go
Pete
to
in
my
prison.
childhood room.
I'll retcon it. You'll be in jail as well.
No,
How would you make like leave a message at the Druid house or where? Like where?
this is the thing. We're just kind of out and about, aren't we? Just in the street.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can go back to So Otter's made his way back to the Druid house itself, but yeah, you guys are kind of at the overnight camp rather than.
This is like evening. Oh, we're not at it. Actually, at the house. We're at the back of the kind of like barracks sort of thing.
Otter returns with a tankard of ale as well.
It's worth noting that Arthur hasn't said anything. He went back to the druid.
Go and sleep. I just
Oh,
always
he didn't have a
assume
chance to
sleep.
nap under interrogation. Get his maybe
Yes.
14.
So at the moment, so the cool down like event thing that you're at now is outside the front of the main Druid house. Where you're staying is away from that, slightly. So it's whether you want to go for your evening bunks or you want to stay at this. This thing is just going to probably carry on for a few hours, and then Von, you know that at midnight,
Yeah,
so in
I'll
like
be
6
here.
hours, there's a druid meeting happening.
Otter's pretty fucked. He's gonna go to bed.
Okay, I'm gonna head back to the barracks
Yep, that's a good way for it.
with the others, and then obviously explain to them that I need to go back out for this meeting
Oh.
at midnight.
I should clarify before Art goes to bed. He looks like a surgeon that's just come out of a 24-hour operation. He's just covered in people's blood, where he's been helping patch up wounds and stuff. And there was definitely lots of blood following all that water. It didn't all get rushed away.
Nice.
That cleric thing really suits you, Arta.
So take a photo of it. Tell me where I was doing this.
Maybe you should be a cleric.
I ignore them and go to bed.
I pop back to my parents' house and just let them know that I'm going to stay at the druid's house tonight, just to check that Ottar's okay after his ordeal. And that if a little blue kobold arrives looking for us, to let him know that we've gone to the druid's house.
Okay, cool.
Just in case.
Yep.
I go to Ottar to get the tadpole back. Is it still buzzing around lively as it was before?
Not really. Not now. Like hours have passed since before, so it's not in its like stasis mode, but it's also not tossing around a million miles an hour.
Okay.
It's
And
clearly
I take this
accustomed.
moment now to try and poke it with something like I was going to prior before.
Did you
Why
steal my
it's
mum's
not
knitting
nice.
needles? Is that what you're trying to say?
One of them.
That's even worse.
Yes, spare.
Explain the full scenario here.
I kind of want to pop the lid enough to be able to. How long is the needle compared to?
Knitting needles are long.
Yes, I want to just try and like open it enough to be able to get some movement of the needle to try and thrust towards it a little bit, but not not have it like wide open. To kind of like thread the needle through a smaller gap.
Okay. Give me a dexterity roll. And where are you doing this?
I am gonna, if Otter's okay with me doing it in his room, just so there's two of us there in case anything
Yeah.
goes wrong.
Can I hold an Eldritch Blast if the tadpole makes a lunge for the eye?
You want to Eldritch Blast yourself in the face?
No, say if the tadpole somehow just flies through the... I don't know how they move.
Yeah.
Try and shoot out the air like...
They fly.
They do fly. They got wings.
You want a clay pigeon?
Maybe it's out of Red Bull, I don't know.
You can do that, or you could help and give advantage.
Yeah, I'll do that then. Probably be more sensible.
Oh no, the Eldritch Blast sounded more fun.
It does, doesn't it?
Can't
No,
wait
we'll
for
go for Eldritch Blast.
You're in prison.
Can you even Eldritch Blast yourself in the face?
You can, if I want you to. If you think
was
something's
an
on your face and you
18.
try.
Well, no, because it's
Extra.
not me doing it, it's Von doing it, so... if anything, I'll be Eldritch Blast and Von in the face.
Which is just as fun.
But
Yeah, we'll do that. It's something I would do rather than help.
That was an 18 in Dex roll.
with the
That
standard or the
was
advantage.
that was a standard one, yeah. That was the first one, yeah. Luckily, because the fucking second one wasn't that one. Well, I mean, obviously the second one didn't actually matter at all. But yeah.
Well, maybe I'll decide it's a disadvantage now because you've got someone holding an Eldritch Blast at your face. You're stupid enough to think it's going to jump and try and not get in. Okay, cool. You hold the lid as you open the lid and you put the needle in. So you're going to try and stab it.
Yeah.
Oh, it rolled real bad. Cool. It takes you many attempts because as you open the lid, this thing starts whizzing around again as it senses fresh air. But you do manage to Stab it.
Does it affect me in any way whatsoever?
Well, you feel like a bit of a dick. You're stabbing a tadpole in a jar.
But like physically, does it damage me in any way with the tadpole?
Emotional damage? Is that a thing? No. Stabbing the tadpole doesn't.
Emotional.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. I will put it back on and put the tadpole back into the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, not even like a healing word for it. You just stab it and.
Well, it's just knitting needle. I'm not like stabbing it with a knife.
It's a tadpole. A knitting needle is pretty much like a knife to a tadpole.
It's like a spear.
Just pulling wings off. What we're going to do next, catch a fly and pull wings off it, you fucking sick bastard.
He's got a tadpole kebab, is what he's got.
Can I grab a spider and put its legs off? Fucking hell. Nice. So yeah, you can do that. But yeah, no, stabbing it doesn't seem to have any effect. And you don't feel any pain, like joint pain from it. Nice. So you are all back at the thing. You all can go to Bedford Even. Zaga, you are in a jail cell.
What are the acoustics like in the jail cell?
Have you got a harmonica?
Terrible.
Please tell me you have a harmonica.
Terrible.
No, Zaga's just going to practice a song quickly. He wants to test the acoustics and annoy the guards if he can.
Wait, they left
I'm
me
sure.
through.
They've got earplugs.
So he's got no loot, but the warden threw a party in the county jail. The prison band was there and they began to wail. The band was jumping and the joint began to swing. You should have heard those knocked out jailbirds sing, let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock.
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Dex saving.
Now singing Doran's voice.
9.
9. It's quite dark in here. The acoustics are quite good. As you get into what would be the second verse, you feel a hot stream of piss hit you as the dwarf in the cell next to you tells you to shut the fuck up, kobold. Pisses on you from the next cell.
A dwarf, you say?
A dwarf.
Can we have this in canon that you can make dex attacks with piss?
It's saving throws. They're like fireballs. It's dexterity saving throws to dodge the piss.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Surely the dwarf has a shit bucket in there as well.
Potentially. We'll see by the morning. Probably.
Does Zaga want to pick a fight with the dwarf before trying to get a long rest? It would be stupid, wouldn't it?
I mean...
Yeah, but it'd be
I don't
very
understand
Zaga. I mean, he's a dwarf and it's pissed in there.
Zaga
There at least needs to be a reaction to this. I don't
Zaga
believe
whispers something very insulting about dwarves and their mothers' beards, and casts dissonant whispers.
He went into the bars.
It's wisdom saving throw from the bastard dwarf, please.
Nice. You try to cast Dissonant Whispers. As you cast it towards, it doesn't seem to take effect.
That answers the question for later, then. That's fine. In that case, I just whispered something very insulting about the dwarf's mother and her beard.
Yeah, and he laughs back and says, "Hey, little dragon wannabe." That fart's not
Zaga will
beefy.
chill. Can he see the dwarf?
You got dark vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can he make a note of what the dwarf looks like?
It looks like a dwarf.
Well, not all dwarfs look the same. That's kind of racist.
Oh, in the dark, all dwarfs look the same. You can only see in greys. He looks grey, and he looks meant to be about the size of a dwarf. He's got a
I
beard.
mean, yeah, but, wrinkles, young, smooth face.
Oh, you didn't get that much detail.
But no, Zaga just wants to try and get a long rest in the prison cell.
Maybe you could identify him
There
by
is
his piss.
nothing else
Yeah, maybe.
to do.
We taste his piss. A small alarm goes off once every 59 minutes, which doesn't allow any short rest or long rest to happen, essentially.
That would be close to torture.
The Commonwealth understand the rules of the world, and
Anti-magic in the prison cell. I think long rests are okay.
you think that? I think I assume charge of the ship, and you don't get a long rest. See how this works when it's round 9th level fireball, assuming charge of the ship. It all falls. If we all start playing by the same rules, yeah, you can get long rest. I would say during the night as well, because it's pitch black in here. They just like kill all the lights in these cells at night. Hence, you've been able to get pissed on without really noticing. You do hear the voice as you're laying there trying to get a long rest, get some sleep, as he just kind of like mulls over some of the stuff in your mind just about being locked up and how, why aren't we working with the dragons more? They know what they're doing. Why are we working with your friends? Can't be they're questioning your loyalty. And then every second or third sentence, you just hear, we're getting hungry, aren't we? And that kind of plays in a bit of a loop before you then go into, and you'll get a full rest. But yeah, there's a bit of just like in the dark with your own thoughts, smelling of druid piss, smell of dwarf piss. Just yeah, a hunger and an annoyance.
Zaga will wake up especially hungry for duck.
Mm-hmm. Nice, but we're not there yet. So the rest of you are taking your rest. Von, what are you telling the rest of the guys before you head off, if anything? You've stabbed, you've bullied a tadpole.
I will tell him that I've been summoned for a druid meeting.
Can I come?
Otter's already asleep at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Do they usually allow? I guess they don't usually allow guests at these meetings.
But Bo likes me.
Not nosy ones.
Not necessarily, but not as standard. But if there's a specific thing to talk about, I think you would. I mean, you went to speak to Bo. You've given all the information. Any of your party would likely you'd be able to, essentially assign for them coming in with you, knowing what you're going there to talk about.
If you don't want me to, Von, that's fine. I'm just saying that I know Bo and I'm...
It should be hopefully entirely to do with Death Bloom, so it would make sense if someone else was to come with.
Okay.
So, yes, of course.
Sorry, I didn't realise that they're for secret druid meetings.
You said it like that, but that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, still.
Yes,
I should get a pass.
Okay.
You come with it's fine. It's hopefully.
Otter mutters in his sleep. Don't do it.
Listen, if they don't want me there when I'm there, I can leave. And just, after today, I feel like it's best that we stick together. I don't want you disappearing and ended up on a random ship. I wonder where he is.
Maybe he's still in the Commonwealth.
But it doesn't bear thinking of.
But anyway, yes, let's head on out to the druid
And it's
house.
just a meeting for the druids. Maybe Andrea's come back with some more information?
I mean, I doubt she would have been able to make it back in that amount of time, but maybe. I mean, from when I spoke to Bo before, it sounds like she was operating off her own back anyway, not on behalf of the rest of the druids, so...
You see Faven kind of shudder slightly, like she's winded by that information.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly upset. And then she'll just go with her. And she'll be quiet.
Yeah. Cool. I'll be quiet. So yeah, you guys make
nobody believes him.
You guys make your way to the druid house. So the main druid house, as you can see, that like by this time, as you're getting like close to midnight, all the we can call them festivities, all the people, the healing and community stuff that was going out the front has all been cleared up. It's very quiet, very peaceful, very clear sky this evening. As you guys make your way through the front sector, the house itself has the entrance in the middle. The 4 houses kind of work on the 4 quarters, but you go through and down out the back. Von, you know exactly where you're going, to the large gardens that they have at the back, which are in space, not as big as the house, but are fully overgrown. As you can imagine, as druids, they can kind of create what they want. There's a weird little wonderland thing that is. Like free-flowing mountains, there's bits of ice and bits around. Like there's every single like conceivable plant and element at play here. As the grove itself is built up in a way that from the outside looks very beautiful, but then what you realise is when you're in here, it almost goes silent, where the trees and the way that they're designed and the coverage creates this like silence cone almost that you can't hear out and out can't hear in when you enter into this like big circular grove that's out the back of the druid house. Very normal for you, Von. Faerun, as you come in, this is like this is what you would believe is like almost Feywild-esque in terms of the design and how nature has been moved and used in this way to create the effect. And you can feel the effect. It wouldn't take you long to realise that, hang on a minute, we were just in the city, you could hear lots of stuff going on, and all of a sudden when you're in here, it's almost this like unsettling silence that is caused as you are as you come across the centre, the large like pyre in the middle, large fire that's set up within the middle, and you can see across the circle that is set out, the 4 seats or sets of seats that come out. So 4 pathways that come in as like a cross within the circle, and you can see at the head of each of those are the heads of each of the elements' houses. So you have, you recognise as you walk in, Von, you recognise Grom stood up there, Goliath, who is head of the earth. Von, you would know these people. You could explain to Faerun kind of as you're pointing. Ares is a wood elf who is head of the air the element, druid element. There is a hill dwarf, funny enough, called Corin, who is head of the fire, has a big ginger beard, and then Marina is a triton. You may have seen a triton before, very rare. They are not merfolk, they're like humanoids, but also one step from mermaid towards humanoid. Who heads up the water sector. So those 4 kind of head up the front in their robes, stood in front of the pyres. Behind them, people from their own school are filling out. There's quite a few people here, but it's not a packed house. It's definitely not a open to all meeting as people are there. And you notice alongside Grom as you get close is Bo. So you can kind of make your way in. You're noted as you kind of come in, and Grom kind of gives you a nod, Von, as you guys make your way to the centre.
I do a small wave at Bo.
Yeah, you will go over and like stand with Bo. Bo's like, I'm glad you guys came. You got the note. He's like, finally, we're going to get to go through the Death Bloom information. He's like, I've compiled lots of stuff, but you guys obviously know a bit more than I do. So if you need me for anything, just let me know.
Of course. Thank you, Bert.
Grom addresses you both. It says, Von Van, thank you for coming. I believe this is a member of your adventuring party. And he holds a hand out towards you, Faerun.
I shake it, very excited. Pleasure to meet you, Faerun Oakshine.
Nice to meet you too, Faerun Oakshine. My name is Grom. I head up the Earthen sect here for the Druids. Welcome to our grove.
Thank you for having me.
You are more than welcome if you can add some light to this foggy situation. Cool. So he. So I just need to get my notes up. He kind of not asked like steps in front of you, kind of pushes you to the side as he gives a nod to Corin the Hill Dwarf, and the Hill Dwarf kind of raises a hand and just lowers it slightly as you see the fire campsite in the middle just comes down to a low fire. He like brings it down so everyone can see each other. It kind of brings it down to very light crackling of fire. As then you can see Grom holds his hands out and like essentially dancing lights gets cast across from the back, so the whole area gets lit in a dim light, but enough that everyone can see each other's faces and pick out facial expressions as he turns to everyone and addresses him. Druids, I've called you here today because there is much we must discuss. We in the I've got to remember all the different names. We of the Earthen Grove have been tracking a situation that we must bring to your attention now. This information has been in our hands for some time, but the true potency of the problem has not fully been understood until recently. With events that have happened today, it is time for us to pool our knowledge collectively and make a decision for how the Druids are to act in this moment. We have members of our own here to present information. Bo, one of our own from the Druid sect, was sent to work with the elves of Redvant, I forgot where it was, who has had first-hand encounters with the problem we are discussing today. Also joining us is Von Van of the Circle of Stars, Tycho's protege. Tycho is unable to be with us today, but again, on his walkabout, Von Van has indeed also come into and collected much of the information we are to present to you today. And we have an outsider. We'd like to all welcome Faerwin Oakshine, a adventuring party member and ally to the Druids. As you kind of see a lot of them just like give you a little nod. No applause or anything, unfortunately for you.
Faerwin's delighted.
Yes, you are acknowledged. We were made aware by one of our own, Bryn Earthheart, of a potential new death bloom, a corruption in the Borderlands that we have been investigating for some time. The current state of the Commonwealth and the political unrest that we are seeing has meant that we have been slow possibly to react on the Death Bloom's movements in the border forest, but we were assured that it was much like one we had seen before, something that we would track and would be able to dissipate within time. Bryn was sent south of Orherv to the border forest to explore information and reports we had had from the folks of the Borderlands about an increase in Fey presence and disturbances, strange occurrences with the animal folk of the Borderlands. We separately had received reports from the elves that are represented by the guards of the south of Redvant, those from Eden. Bo has worked closely with these elves, and they alerted us again to this disturbance, this presence, not long after Bryn had been bringing it to us and had been tracking the process. We've also been made aware that one of our own, Andriel, had made her way down to investigate and had made contact with Von Van and Faerwin and their party. She was not sent by the Earthen sect to investigate, but took it upon herself to find out what had happened to Bryn after he had stopped reporting back on the Death Bloom. Notes that have been gained by the party that are here show that Death Bloom is indeed aggressively multiplying. Here, the grip that it has on the forest is that of anything we have not seen before. It seems to have been able to make the jump from plant life to some humanoid life. We have information here of allies that the Death Bloom has from the Fey Wild, and also of maybe some of the borderland folk that have been swayed by this Death Bloom. It seems to have a mind of its own, a way of calling out to people to bring them on board with its journey of total destruction. As of yet, we have not taken this information to the Commonwealth. It is sat within us here in the Earthen Sect, but we are bringing it to the rest of the party here to vocalize and discuss and to get a one decision on what we should do as the Druid folk. He kind of steps back and looks at you guys. He's like, at this point, I will open the floor to any questions. He looks at you, Vaughn. He's like, is there anything that you would like to add to the statements made?
Only that having experienced Death Bloom firsthand, it's of the utmost importance to have as many allies as we can against this. It's not going to be an easy thing to stop at all. We experienced it at what is possibly a weaker state of it than it is now. It's only going to get stronger and stronger, and we need to act soon and with numbers to stop this.
In Von's head,
Yep.
I would like to ask, do the Druids know, or maybe I know it's out of character, do the Druids know that the Commonwealth are aware of the Death Bloom as well? Because the way that they just said it then made it sound like
As far
they
as I
know
know,
about
they're not.
it. The Druids don't know about the Commonwealth. Okay, then Faywin will shyly out, not like her at all, be like, excuse me, just so you're aware, the Commonwealth are aware that there is issues with the Death Bloom as well, and after you may have seen all of the people that were displaced that were brought to Warhearth for safety from the Border Forest, and there will be a meeting in a few days to discuss with the Commonwealth our knowledge of the Death Bloom too, just so everyone is aware.
You hear like as you say that, the murmurings that go around of people like, oh, as they that knowledge going out kicks a few people off.
I shuffle back in my seat a little bit scared that I've upset them.
Grom says,
To be accepted.
friends, this information only escalates what we're here to discuss. We need to make a decision on how we act from here. If the Commonwealth are to or have found out what is going on, and they are asking questions of many strange goings on, we need to have a one single approach, one unified response from the Druid houses. We cannot be divided at this time. We must stand together. As you hear, one guy stand up as they stand up, like a dancing ball, like just goes and sits over their head, so you can see who's going to ask the question. As someone from one of the Evan sect behind you stands up and just asks, he's like, "But Bryn's one of our own. What has happened to Bryn and Andriel? Like, is the plan to go and save them? We can't just leave them out there unaccounted for." As Grom kind of turns and says, "This is something we must take account of. The Von Van and his party here have been in contact with Andriel recently. We know that she has been safe and was sent on her way to. I think you definitely told me. Sent on her way to Lake Morgana to speak to the High Druids." As you then hear that, they all go, "Oh, shh," and start talking. He's like, "Please. If we have had no note from Lake Morgana that Andriel has made it, nor has contact been made to us from them. So we assume that she is still on her journey and safe on her way to Lake Morgana to pass on this information as well." As they fly around, you get another one. A guy stands up from the fire and just goes, "If we need to act, then why don't we move? Why don't we move forward? Why don't we go to the border forest ourselves to show a force? Can we not leave? The Commonwealth are in all sorts of state. They're not going to act, and they're not going to leave. This is not our problem to fix." And a few people are like, and like get up, get behind him. As Grum says, if this is how we want to act, then yes, we can make a force, a showing of force of the druids, but we are not a military unit. We are disparate across the country, and here, even in our numbers, from what Von Van has said, there is only so much we will be able to do without understanding more about what is happening with this Death Bloom. And you can see that the conversation kind of goes around like this, as there's a lot of stuff that pops up. Bo launches into and answers back a few questions, talking about the kind of the rate. They ask about the Death Bloom, what's happened, what we've seen, and he talks about the acceleration rate, the fact that it's hit those towns. Now, the forest itself is almost completely engulfed, that it's hit those towns. Someone asked the questions about the elves, how the wood elves are dealing with it, who would they be? They would talk also to to Grum, and Grum or someone within Grum's area of the Evan sect replies back that the elves, they've heard back from the elves. The elves at last they heard were held up in Eden, but they are hearing early reports that some elves have made their way back to Redvant. And they're like, the guard force are going back, and they're like, they have very little information, but you get that information from them, that some of the elves from Eden, after they locked themselves in, have made their way back to Redvant. As one piece, lots of questions around, are they going to make a show of force? What is their movement going to be? And then what the next stages are, what they think, and they're kind of all passing around ideas as this is flowing. Is there anything you would like to ask of specific druids, or bits that you want to add in to help them in making a decision?
I'm going to maybe throw in the conversation about the Underdark as to whether this can be utilised for our advantage in getting into the areas where the forest may well be infected more, that without being noticed, there's a possibility for a way of attacking this.
Yeah, and there's no obviously there's no myconid here. Earthen sect though, there will be Earthen Grove. Sorry.
Did we? I don't know if I mentioned about the myconid before too. I guess we did to Bo originally.
Because of the mushrooms. Yeah. So as you mentioned that, and this is where Bo will kick in and say, like with the diamond mushrooms were one of the ways that we had of getting a cure that worked for some of the Death Bloom and some of the disease that was seen. So that would definitely be a way to go. You do get, on speaking of the myconid, a few of the guys from the Evan set. There's a half orc that stands up, again very similar in build to Undriel, called Luna. And she is their kind of like underdark expert, or underground, their myconid expert. She says that there's underground, there's ways of accessing the underdark, or this would be a word that you would know in the back of your mind, but maybe have not quite heard so recently. Von Faywin, you probably never heard of. They refer to it as the Neverlight Grove. So the Underdark in general is just everywhere that's below, but the Druids refer to the Underdark as the Neverlight Grove, because it's dark, funny enough. And she's their expert. She explains that there are, tunnels. There are ways of accessing the Underdark, and tunnels in the Underdark that run from Allhearth, essentially, all the way through down. Like the Underdark prevails all the way under that. Essentially the whole of Ashling, really. Definitely that centre part, that there are many routes they do not know about, and many routes that they can find. But if we could get the myconids as allies, if they have not been affected by the Death Bloom, that is definitely a way of traversing. But there are tunnels. The Neverlight Grove runs across the entire country, pretty much. Is what they understand. Obviously, you know of. Actually, you never found in the border forest. You didn't actually go with them to know where the myconids you spoke to actually entered the Neverlight Grove. But it's essentially like caves that all of a sudden go down, where some of the caves will just be rock formations, or like within the hollow of trees, they actually go down into. There's like multiple different ways. A bit like gates into the Feywild.
Yeah.
They're like only
Very
known by the
stepped into
Mokonis.
the Pagan.
Very difficult to find unless you know what's going in. The only other one you know of is the Bloodcap camp that they had. That you think they had access, at least access down through that tunnel into the Underdark. But where that comes out, you don't know. So yeah, they definitely say that is a way of moving. I think. Have you got any other questions or any bits of information you want to partake or move?
I did mention about the hag that tried to take Undrill, didn't I? For
Penny, not Jenny.
Yes. Yeah. And that's where he makes note to the Fey presence, like the Underdark has allies from the Fey as well. Like the hags working alongside something like this is not necessarily surprising, but that this Death Bloom, what they know of Death Blooms and what you guys know of Death Blooms are that that they like are all encompassing. They're like viruses. They try to protect, and they try to protect, kill everything else to protect the single thing. And normally they don't have such a wide effect. They might affect the odd animal here or there. They definitely kill plants, and plant beasts or plant monstrosities get affected. Shambling mounds and things like that are kind of the output of Death Blooms. But to have it transposed to have like allies and be able to, well, you also know that like eating some of the meat of weird mutated creatures gave you visions. Like this is a step beyond they've seen before. This is a powerful Death Bloom that seems to have something behind it, almost to the point of it's like we're calling it a Death Bloom, but we're not even sure this is actually a Death Bloom. It might be Death Bloom plus something. So that's what you guys know of it. I think as they're like the questions are passing backwards and forwards, you're talking about they start to get into the details of stuff. Bo kind of looks to you two as he sat on the bench, and he's like, I'm sorry to do this, but I'm going to put you guys forward for something. And he just stands up and he goes,
Oh.
Friends, we've presented lots of information here today, and as Grommer said, we need to have a single voice. We might not be able to rely on the help of the Commonwealth to move down to deal with something that's so far from the main towns and cities. If we are to look after the people of the borderland, we've seen the refugees, and I've worked with the people of Redvant. We need to act. We need to show that we are the voice. We are the action behind the Nine Sisters. We do not understand the Death Bloom. We only have the information that we've managed to pull up, but the information we've had so far has been pulled from a single group, a scouting party, an expedition party that have worked well with Andriel, that have worked well with myself, and have brought the information as one of our own to the Druids. Would they not be our best bet to go and find out more information about this Death Bloom before we make big decisions or take further action and spread our forces too lightly? Can we put our trust in Von Van and his team to go down and find more information to help us find the best mode of attack to kill this Death Bloom once and for all? I, for one, will trust them with my life, and I believe they will be our best bet right now to get as much information to make the right decision for the fate of Aisling. And Grom kind of looks down to him and says, we have our first proposal on the table. It looks to you, kind of Von Van and Faywin. What do you say to this proposal?
Faven doesn't look happy, but she looks at Von Van.
We will do whatever's needed to fix this problem. As I say, we have experience with it already, and if us scouting ahead and discovering more about it is the best course of action, then I'm willing to take up this task.
Grom looks out. We have much work to do here to convince those in the Commonwealth of what is happening and understanding. There are many other things at play. But today had Commonwealth guards at our doors asking questions about creatures that have been found, anomalies that are being studied by the wizards. And as he talks about the Vortanis Institute, you can hear there's a bit of disgruntledness that comes with the Vortanis Institute. This is our time to make a stand, to really prove that we have a place and we are really here for the people of Aisling. I will put my backing behind you, Von Van, and your team if you are to go out and scout ahead. Find out as much about this Death Bloom as possible. Investigate Bryn's work and find, if you can, the druid that is missing. Andriel is also a concern of ours, and if you are able to make your way and find contact with her again, and the mission of Lake Morgana, that'll also help us in making a further decision.
What is it in particular that you're looking for us to scout ahead? I mean, it's been a few days. We nearly died the last time we came into contact with the Death Bloom. I'm not sure that there's much more information that we can give without backup, without support.
Plus, we're not allowed to leave the sea.
Hey, you're asleep.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying this in their minds so they remember that it's a thing.
Grom looks at you and says, if it is a question of support and help, then we will provide everything we can to appropriately get out you for this mission.
Would it not be... I understand, and please forgive my ignorance, I understand that you're trying to show that you're working to help the people of Ashting as druids and that you have a place at the table, as it were, but would it not be beneficial for all to, Von has mentioned about having allies and that sort of thing, would it not be beneficial to work with the other parties of the Commonwealth? We can invite you to the meeting, I'm sure, that's happening in a day or two, to discuss what Bo has found. Perhaps, Bo, you could come with us. I feel like we've, as a party of 5, have been out in the border forest. We've tried to fight this thing. We've nearly died, and I'm not sure that with us and all of our information, if we were to go out again, that we're going to bring back any other information. Please don't send us out there.
Bo looks at you, Von, and just goes, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, oh, fucking of course.
I've already fucking pledged myself to this.
Yeah. Fucking bigging you up, and you
listen. You're being like a proud druid, but let's be real. We're stuck in Orhav.
Well, you asked me.
Zaga's in prison.
I mean, do I know that you're stuck here?
No, you don't.
Do you also know that Zaga's stuck in prison?
No, we don't.
You don't know that, yeah.
Aren't you glad you took her along?
Well, Von Van's on some sort of crusader mission. We nearly
No
bloody
longer
died.
sister of the druids, eh?
Yeah, I'm fucking excommunicated.
She's just going to go and stay at home, wait for the Death Bloom to come to her.
I thought she was Von Van's friend in quotation marks.
Just get that down. Grom answers back. He says, I understand your concerns, and this is why this is just one proposal. If there's another proposal, we will look at that as well. There is much for us to investigate. The point of, I believe, Bo's proposal, and Bo kind of steps up and goes, we need to understand, this Death Bloom is not a standard Death Bloom. We, as Fabian has so articulately put, when going head on, that this thing is powerful and has nearly killed the adventuring party. We need to be smart about our approach. We need to investigate and find Bryn's work, try and find its weak spots, understand how we can attack this thing that isn't a head-on fight. If there is talk of the elves returning to Redvant, we should speak to the elves of Redvant. If there is talk of the borderland people that have stayed behind, how do we talk to the borderland people that stay behind? Can we find Andriel and a message from Lake Morgana? We need to collect as much information as possible with those that are strong as possible. And he kind of turns to you, Fabian, and says, I understand the risk that we are putting forward. I am putting forward in this proposal, but I've seen you and your party at work. We are not the military force here in the Druids. We will not have the ability to face this head on without somebody spearheading for us. And if you aren't to make the decision to move forward, we will have to find someone who is willing to. But in times like this, I'm not sure where we will turn to.
Fabian was nodding along all up until the point where he said, anyone else sort of thing.
And then
finding Andrea and all that stuff.
Yeah, and he turned. That's when he turns back and said, "That's this. Like I said, this is my proposal, and from the information I have gathered, is what would be my expected next course of action." And he sits back down again. I think Grom says we will, if there is a meeting of the Commonwealth, we will be happy to attend, to send people. We understand the Commonwealth and their decision making currently is with a potential change in leadership. There is much distress sensed in the decision making of the Commonwealth, and we are not sure that they will be happy to make decisions that affect somewhere so far from home. They are protectors of the people, but they are also looking after a major city. But we will attend and do what we can with those in the Commonwealth. We have just struggled in the past to get through to them in aspects that reach further than their major cities.
I understand.
And
And
that-
hopefully,
you
because
kind
the
of-
Death Bloom is.
Yeah, that rings true as well with what Viper said to you when you guys were like, "Oh, we're going to go to the Commonwealth. They'll sort it out." And she's like, "Commonwealth, don't come here, mate." Like, the reason there's no guards and no protection in Redvant is under the protection, but also left to its own dues. They're like the Commonwealth can stretch so far, but there's only so many major cities. You know that they don't really patrol or look after the Borderlands people in a way that you that he's kind of hinting at. They're not going to send their army out to fight something, because they barely look after the people outside of certain cities as it is. But they will, at your request, they will attend the council meeting that's been held.
Well, it's offered if they'd like to come.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You hear a few others like the Aquatic Tides are kind of the choir. The Ember Hearth Druids talk a lot about control. Like, if it's a Death Bloom, essentially kill it with fire. They're like, can we put an organized control? Can we do we need to kill off the forest? Like, what do we need to do to look at stemming the growth? So their big solution that they're putting forward is a literal like controlled fires, essentially controlled wildfires across the Borderlands themselves and across the forest to try and stop the growth. Counterpoints come to that of like, we haven't been able to stop it thus far. It's pushing it into cities. Do we think really a fire is going to stop this thing? But they're like, we've got to do something. If these guys aren't going to go, then we'll control fires to try and stop. If it travels via plants, we'll kill the plants. The Verdant Gale, like the kind of the air druids, talk about just trying to essentially monitor the situation. Can we get out and be watching what's going on and keeping track of the cities, or try and convince those in the cities to help fight for us? And that's where they would get into, okay, can we go out and get more allies? Is there anyone else that we could be using to help that would come to the aid of the druids? Druids are in a weird place, and kind of you guys would have noted with some of the stuff that they've been around for a very long time, but they're like on the down curve, not the up curve. A lot of the stuff they do is ceremonial. A lot of the stuff they did was really when they were like rulers of towns. They like partnered with those, and they run the festivals and they run on the religious side. When it then comes to like something like the Commonwealth, it's more of a democracy and people having their own say at the table. There's less and less of a space for the druids to operate in, so they are kind of stuck in. They don't have such a far reach to be able to be like, we're the druids and you should work with us. It's like they don't have that sway anymore, so everything they're going to do is going to have to be a discussion and do you want to do this to help, and can they get those points across? So you hear a lot
That's
of
not very nice.
At this point as well, I will state that we have allies in Redvant that are on the border of this and are getting affected massively by this, that we can feel fairly certain will fight alongside us. And across the Borderlands, there are people that have also, in a way, pledged themselves to this, whether it be for the good of the people all over, or for their own personal gain. It's allies, and that's what we need right now, as many allies as possible. If we can get the Commonwealth on board, it would obviously be a major help, and I know, as you say, it may well be unlikely that this happens. And if that is the case, you know, we are not entirely on our own because we have these other allies. But yes, any allies we can get will help.
Yep.
And we need to push to get as many as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice. And then Earth is you. I think this meeting goes on in that sense for probably like a couple of hours. Probably goes on until about 2 a.m. of you guys backwards and forwards, taking less of a seat after the first proposal comes out and Fabian pops the balloon on that one. You hear more and more of the proposal. No, it's fair enough. Like, right, this is a big thing to discuss. Lots of these different plans start coming out from the different parties. They're going to try and come up with a single approach, but this was for them their idea generation session. Like, how do we come up with what we do here? We've got this information. The urban sets can't keep it to themselves anymore. What should we do? Bo is very sure that you guys should be doing something with it because of the power that you wield, the closeness you have to it, and so the experience you already have with the Death Bloom. He knows that a lot of these druids are. Even he had, like, right? He's done all the research on this. He was not a fighter. He's a healer. A lot of these guys are clerics and learned people rather than fighters. Even Undriel she wasn't a martial force for you guys, was she? So the druids themselves aren't a armed force that can go out and do stuff. So their plans are going to be more around, okay, how do we try and cash in? How do we help? How do we get allies? How do we leverage relationships that we do have? As well as things like controlled force fires for forests, as well as getting out and providing like coverage. Can like the air druids, can we have like roaming forces in the air far enough that are safe enough to keep like recon, where the air druids just provide recon the whole way through. So there's a lot of those little things going on, and they're throwing them around. So you'll be part of that conversation all the way through, talking about the plans that will be coming forward. But that was from the Earth side. You are kind of their plan as a scouting party to go forward, to go and collect as much information and potentially start gathering these allies. They've agreed to go to the council meeting with you, which will be tomorrow or the day after.
Day after, I think.
Mm-hmm. And they have agreed to, as their party, they would agree to use their resources to kit you out. So essentially, whilst they're not saying, hey, this was a quest for loot, they're saying if they're going to send you on the fact that you're making of, we nearly died when we went there, they're not going to be like, yeah, we're going to send you as you are. They're like, we'll call whatever resources we have available to kit you out to do the job. So there's a chance.
It's more things like potions and things like that.
Potions, weapons, armors, like whatever you guys might need to do so. It'll be a chance of saying, this is what we want you to do. What do you need to do the job? And the
do they have access to a Wargong shield by any chance?
No. You're in prison. You smell like piss. In fact, it's the one thing I've written. I like it. Just weird. I said definitely does not have Wargong shield. What? But there's lots of stuff. If there's stuff that you want, like this, they're not going to give you gold for doing it. They're going to kit you out in advance to send you out to do the job. So they're going to make sure you have what you think you need by pulling all their resources. Because there's no point in them giving armor and weapons and potions to non-fighters when they can give them the fighters to do the job. But he takes your point of, if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it, right? That's the other thing. That was just Bo kind of going, I've looked at this a million times. I've worked with you guys. I think you're the guys to go and do it. And he kind of just put you up without asking you. So that meeting carries on. That goes on for a couple of hours tonight. It finishes off, and Grom thanks you for your and Bo for your contributions, and says that they will mull over the plans and come up with something. You are to go away and think about the proposal, think about what that might mean, whether you are comfortable with it, or if not, if you are not comfortable with it, what else we could be looking at in terms of proposals. All of the different individual sects of the druids are going to go away and do the same thing. They're going to come up with their own plans to present back as a singular plan. So they'll come back with a plan that says, this is what we're going to do. This is what the different people are going to do. Oof, let's go away with it. And that's it in that meeting. You will make it back. You both only need to trance, so you can get your long rest back at the druid barracks. Is there anything you two wanted to cover before we finish?
Faywin just wanted to apologise to Vaughn if she sounded negative. She understands why they would put us forward, but thinks that we need to think it through before agreeing to just go out there again.
I understand.
I know you're gonna be miffed, Vaughn. I get it, but tough.
Well, I mean, it's this entire party decision. I can't make the decision for everyone anyway. I know.
Well, you gotta do
I
it
know
every other
often.
instance.
I know often you guys do look to me to make these decisions, but at the end of the day, this is not a simple decision to make. This is something that everyone has to. And I may have rushed into it by what I said, and I apologise for that as well. But...
No. I completely understand. And being in that druid area with all of the druids, it was fascinating for me actually, and I really enjoyed it. But I think it was a little echo chamber in there, and I just wanted to be the voice of reason, I suppose, just as an outsider. That it could get we could easily get caught up in just agreeing to go out there again. There's definitely more thought that needs to go in it before we go with Bo's plan, especially because he didn't save Meadow. That was it. That's what I wanted to say.
Nice.
I understand.
Cool. Before you leave as well, Bo would also apologise for just throwing you into it, but would reiterate to you that he believes that he wouldn't have done it if he didn't think you were up for it, and he understands the challenge. But same thing he said before: better putting weapons in the hands of people that can do something than trying our best and failing because we're never equipped properly.
Yeah.
And he spent, like, other than you guys living it, he has been living the information. Like, he has been studying, pulling all the notes together. He's taken all of your experiences, all of Undreal's and what Bryn has, and has the greatest single source point of knowledge of the Death Bloom. So he's like living this as a project. So has a lot of time to think about it, and pretty much only has been thinking about it since you left him. So yes, we will end there then. So yeah, you have heard the elves are back in Redvant, that their Neverlight Grove / Underdark exists and prevails across essentially the whole, definitely of the midpoint of the country where the borderland and up to all have exists, that the Underdark is prevalent below, so which would be new information, and that the druids need to come up with a plan about what they're going to do with the Death Bloom, because they get in asked loads of questions, weird women are turning up and flooding the bloody plains. There's mind flayer bodies turning up that would be asked about, and there's a Death Bloom that's killing people. So it's a lot of crazy shit going on.
I was half expecting to hear a question about the mind flayer then, and I'm glad there wasn't.
I'm so glad I wasn't in that room because there are a few choice words I would have said.
Oh, it's floating. I think that the culmination of that happening, the thing happening in the day, it's just like, we know the Death Bloom's happening and we understand it has wide-ranging things, and then we're getting asked this and how this has happened. It's like, too much is happening, we need to let this out the bag. So the Earthen sector have been like, okay, now we've got to do something because too much stuff is going on. We don't know if it's all connected or not, but we need to talk to everybody about it. So, and Zaga's in jail. So we will pick up next week, back to normal next week on Thursday.
Yes.
Lovely. Sleep tight. Ta-ta. Farewell.
Nipples.
Nipples.